Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 120 of the Blrd podcast. As always, hey, what? Yeah, look, you just messed me up. As always, we have Green Tutor.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Dark Side.
You okay, Ed? What the fuck?
I'm very good. I was just in an intense battle.
You were.
Some things you would not understand.
You were dropped on your head several times.
False.
You were
I was in an intense battle online. That's all.
Yeah.
And
He was
myself,
used as a hacky sack.
the Ed Underground, Baby, best in the world. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Doing good.
Yeah, same old. Nothing really crazy. I don't know. I mean, I guess something really crazy. I think I'm going through my midlife, like middle-aged man crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm doing weird things I've never done before. I bought a smoker last weekend. So I've been smoking all the meats, like big old.
What kind of
meats.
smoker?
It is propane. It's a Cuisine Art propane. Like a square. It's like a rectangular one. And
did you get propane accessories?
Yeah, I got propane accessories, sir. Of course, absolutely.
Taste the meat, not the heat.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've been enjoying that. I've smoked twice now. I smoked some meats on, I believe, Saturday, and then I smoked some ribs and chicken on Saturday, and then I had some guests over this weekend, or today actually, I'm sorry. And I smoked 3 ribs and 3 slabs of ribs and chicken. And yeah, and then today wasn't the hottest day, or like as far as smoking, like it was. I mean, hot. Like my food wasn't that great. The first day it came out amazing, but today I kind of screwed up, man.
It's a pellet smoker or wood smoker. What do you got going on?
It's a wood smoker. So propane. It's a propane tank wood smoker.
Chips?
Yeah, with wood chips. Use some cherry wood. Because that's a mild and like kind of tangy. Leaves tangy notes.
Cherrywood's real popular.
Yeah.
Smoking.
So yeah, I went ahead and did that, but I kind of rushed it today. Trying to smoke while you're working and trying to make sure the food's done by the time dinner is around is kind of perilous, man.
Smoking is the long game, right? I mean,
really is.
Yeah, the slower you go, the better it is. It's just patience.
Slow.
Yeah.
Patience.
It really is patience. And today I was trying to get it done as fast as possible. So I literally had three slabs going, and I was trying to get it to temperature.
The smoke gods.
I did. And I mean, the smoke was, I'm not gonna lie, like the smoke itself was perfect. It was just that I was not able to get past the smoke, the internal temperature hump. For some reason, my ribs just stayed at 160. It just wouldn't go past it, and I just let it sit there for the longest time, and it made the meat, like the outside of the meat, really tough.
Yeah.
But inside it was nice and juicy, but the inside was really tough. And I tried to use
the ribs.
Yeah, on the ribs. Yeah, like
what about the barbecue, baby? The answer to all life's problems.
No, man, no barbecue. I don't like barbecue. I don't like barbecue.
What?
Like, I'll have barbecue on the side,
Dude,
but I feel
like a good crispy barbecue outside. God damn it!
But the
Nothing beats that.
But the problem with barbecue is like too many times.
There's no problem with barbecue.
Is that the barbecue is used to mask bad meat, right? And
eventually, yeah.
Like the meat, the seasoning of the meat is not even good. So then you're just tasting barbecue and meat as opposed to like really well seasoned meat, and then the barbecue is a complement to it. So I'd rather have well seasoned meat.
But if you get like ribs that are, let's say lightly coated every so with barbecue so that it kind of seeps in and creates a nice little crust on the outside.
I have not. What I've been trying to do before I even get to the barbecue. So like what I've been trying to do is just perfect the smoke in of itself. And I mean, granted, this is the second time I've done it, but I tried to perfect the smoking of it and getting like a nice smoke ring, get the nice flavor going, and not like because you can over smoke something and make it taste kind
Yeah.
of bitter and
And
taste
it's like fucking ashtray.
trash right. Yeah,
Just-
like someone just smoked a whole Newport and just ashtray in your mouth. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Wow.
I don't want that. I want actual flavor. So yeah, like today I like to keep the membrane on personally because I like the chewiness of it. I like to have that little bit I can pull off with my teeth and chew on it. Today I tried to do I had my wife cross hatch it to kind of like break it up a little bit, and then what's supposed to happen is when you smoke it, it's supposed to decrease. Didn't really happen. And like I said, I was trying so hard to get past that internal temperature like hump that I pretty much just overcooked the outside, and then the inside was just really like the inside luckily was still juicy, but the outside was a little tough. So yeah, but once I get comfortable with actually smoking like the basics of it, then yes, I do want to start doing barbecue and get that nice golden crisp. But pork ribs, I've done pork ribs. I want to get to beef ribs, but yeah, I just feel like I feel like this is like the old man. Like you don't see like young guys like, hey, hey man, I'm straight. I'm 21 and I'm enjoying life and I just want to smoke barbecue and do all this. I feel like this is the old man's game. Now I feel like I've come into my old man era.
Yeah, because there's different priorities when you're younger. You want to go out there and live a really fun, entertaining life. When you're older like us, it's like, God damn it, you can't afford to do that anymore. You know what I mean? I think last time this was probably like a year ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I went out with my wife, had a good amount of drinks. It took me almost a whole week to get rid of my hangover.
It's recovery.
It was horrific just to recover. And then I was remembering, I'm like, man, when I was like in my 20s, I would be able to like drink and then the next day go straight into work just fine.
Yeah.
So it's, now the most exciting thing, like you said, is like, oh shit, how am I gonna smoke this, or what can I throw in the grill this time?
Yeah,
that's a level of excitement that we live for. So.
I'm not gonna lie, I went to bed last night like around 1, and usually I wake up around like 8:45, 9 o'clock for work. First meeting is like first thing in the morning, like 9:15. So I got up early today because I was excited to get up to soak my wood chips in water so that they could smoke better. Like I got up excited as shit. I was like I was cheesing, looking through, trying to find the perfect bowl, and I'm like taking all the wood chips out and like putting them in. I'm like, nah, that's too little. Let me put some more. Put the water in. I'm just sitting there just watching the water bubble around the wood chips, and I felt such satisfaction from that. And yeah, you're right. When I was younger, I could drink all night, go to PT in the morning, and go do everything else and be perfectly fine. Now, yeah, I drink two glasses of wine before for dinner, and I started feeling nauseous. I'm like,
wow.
like, oh man, I need to go ahead and just start popping pills now so I can start feeling better tomorrow morning. But yeah, we're getting old and we're doing old people stuff. So
hold on, speak for yourself.
Yes, we get it. You're still with the cool.
Ed doesn't know
kids.
how to fucking grill.
Oh, I barbecued before.
smoke.
I barbecued when I was 22. Doesn't mean I like it though, but I did.
I mean, anybody can.
If you don't like it, then you probably barbecue.
I wouldn't like it even now either.
But anybody can barbecue. Yeah. Well, next time
anybody can barbecue, but then you said it beforehand. You're in your old man era or whatever.
Yeah, I've barbecued.
No, I know. I know you're trying to pretend you're young and hip.
I'm not trying to pretend I'm young and hip. I'm hip. Yes.
Are you? So, do you think you're good at grilling?
I'm decent. Yeah, I just don't like doing it.
Okay, so hey, if I come to the city in the summertime,
I'm not going to barbecue for you. I'll do something else.
Why won't you barbecue?
Because I don't like doing it.
Are you afraid to show off your shitty barbecuing skills?
No, I'm a decent cook. I just don't like cooking it.
Hey, I just wanted to have a scene set up where like in Fast and Furious, where Toretto is barbecuing
Definitely.
and so forth. I want you to pull up with your Scion, and no, but it has no muffler, no exhaust. It just go bing, 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 bing.
Converter is gone.
That'd be good.
You got that sweet VTEC. Like you're still in neutral.
I don't have a VTEC.
So but yeah,
It still has some dead sea life on it from a previous trip. It's
underwater trips.
That makes no
underwater
sense.
Yeah. And
Makes no sense.
I just want to just have that. I just want to recreate that scene in Fast and Furious. But the only difference is there gonna be no women there. It's just gonna be us bros, and we're gonna have Coronas, and we're gonna sit there and enjoy your sweet, sweet barbecue. We're gonna sit around the table, and then, well, there is gonna be one woman there. She's definitely gonna be sitting on my lap.
False. I don't. Well, this by.
or one would hope 2 women there.
Oh, maybe 2.
2.
Yeah.
False.
So
I
And
mean,
I'm sorry, you
you
just got some
continue to dream.
fine ass family members. What can I say?
You do.
I mean, I'm a beautiful man. Heck yeah.
No, not you. Not you.
Oh yeah.
No. It is beautiful too. That's why he's a working. He's a working man.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do work a graphic design job. Yes.
Sure. It's great.
Yeah, that's what he calls it.
It gets
it's
graphic.
Very,
design.
very good. Yes.
Anyone that's interested out there, it's 300 roses an hour if you're interested.
That makes
No
sense.
limits.
Yeah,
Just stay
no
away from
limit.
the face.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, we
Makes no sense.
we gotta keep the markability up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing this past week, is going on a barbecue fiasco recently. Only Toes gets it, saying smoking meats is a lifestyle. It absolutely is.
Kind of
You
means
can't-
is only talking about.
I can't smoke for shit. I think the only one here that has smoked before is Dark Side, right? Like Fish. Didn't say you even purchased a special wood plank to smoke fish?
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
not smoking. But I've cooked on a wood plank.
like a cider plank, right?
Okay.
Yeah, cedar plank.
Cedar, real cedar. I would say cider.
Let me fix my
I'm
system.
But yeah, no, the thrill of that you described of getting up early to soak the wood, I've done that, and I know the feeling.
Yeah.
You know the feeling?
when you get like that piece of wood, and you're like, I'm so excited to do this, and you're like, you get it, and then you have everything ready, and then you're like, you get up early and you soak the wood, and it's just a weird feeling.
It
But
is.
I totally understood what you were saying.
I see, and I appreciate that, because it's one of those things that, like, it just, if you know, you know.
Yeah, you know.
And, like, when you know, when you can see somebody else, like when they're
Hey, as
like,
long as you're getting off, like, is soaking your wood, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you have
Who the
to.
fuck cares?
That's what Darkseid meant. He soaks his penis every morning and watches it with great amazement. He's
Yeah,
like, oh my god.
I'm thinking that he's talking about actually putting it on the
Throw
grill.
some salmon on it. Like,
He's like,
you guys
bam.
think I'm talking about barbecuing?
He's like, bam. There's the flavor right there.
Bam.
Wait, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm looking
think
forward
it's-
to the summer. I think I'll.
Yeah,
I'm
it's the ritual, I think. Like,
Oh, as soon as it
especially,
gets
like,
hot,
with,
I'll be barbecuing every week.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like getting your chimney set up, and then you
Mhm.
pack it. You know, grab the shitty like ad newspaper that you get for the kindling,
Yep.
and then you like it's a whole thing. I don't know. I think maybe that's what's rewarding. They
Yeah.
like do these like weird little things in order to cook something that you could have otherwise, thrown in like a skillet and got it done much quicker.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, is like I could easily just throw these ribs into the oven, put
Yeah.
the oven at 400, throw some ribs in there, slap some barbecue sauce on it, set it and forget it. But I think there's something to saying what, and I think it's like a male thing, like primal, like ooga booga. I like smoke, fire, food, and so forth, and it's kind of one of those like I said, primal things, I guess. But it also, I do like. Today I actually got everybody's score on the food, specifically on the meats, and I was like, okay, here's the average score, and this is what I need to improve next time. So it's like I do enjoy making food for other people and seeing their enjoyment out of that, because this is, like you said, it's a long game. It's not like, hey, I just throw something in, I put it on a skillet for 5 minutes and boom, meal's ready. This is not hamburger helper. This is
It's rarely happened to me because I don't want to like toot my own horn.
Mhm.
So it's really happened to me. But you're right. When you get a compliment about something you grilled or you did something, like, fuck, hell yeah. Like you get like a little sense of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't really mean anything in the long run, you're just like, fuck yeah, I cooked the shit out of whatever it
When
is.
you can successfully grill something, like, I mean, you cook it properly, it's a great
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's a
But
great
getting
when you have
like getting the
control.
validation
Yeah.
of someone around you,
All right. We're getting
it's
it.
like
We're
the
getting
extra cherry on
we're
top.
getting into some things, but like, I mean, when I like, there's on PBS, there's a show called Barbecue University. You guys ever seen it?
Fuck you, Dark Side. I
Yeah.
God damn it, I forgot
I've
about
learned-
that show. I
I
was
learned-
obsessed with that show when I was younger.
I've learned so much about barbecuing, 2-zone. When I figured out how to do 2-zone grilling, like, it changed my life.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. I remember how he would separate it.
Yeah.
Did you see the one where he did like the primitive one where they would have just like chunks of charcoal and you actually throw the meat on the charcoal itself?
Yes, yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
that
like
one.
they would do all these crazy like weird things, and you could tell the guy would. You could tell he was a fantastic griller, because at the
Grill
end of
anything.
every episode,
Yeah.
the crew that was filming would eat it, and those
Oh,
motherfuckers could not wait to say cut so they could run right to the damn
Mhm.
food and like devour it.
Oh, man. I never heard
I
of
love
this.
that show. I totally forgot it.
Yeah, check it out on
PBS,
YouTube.
right?
Okay, yeah, I'll check it
PBS,
out.
yeah, it was on PBS.
It used to be on
It was
PBS, yeah.
It was PBS before YouTube, and now YouTube has everything. But like on PBS, like in the middle of the afternoon, would just show up with that theme song of theirs, and that was just like be glued for a half hour. It was grilling up a
Yeah.
gator or something.
Yes.
I was so tempted to get the book back in the day.
Yeah,
I just never
good
got
stuff. Good stuff.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways.
man. Yeah, guys, we're this is midlife crisising right now, and it's not
I know
like
what you mean.
yeah, it's like we can probably we can all get a nice sports car with the top down and so forth. No, we just choose the barbecue right now. I feel like this is a young midlife crisis. Like when you get older, then you go with the whole I gotta get a sports car, blah blah blah. Now we're just doing the grilling and the smoking. So
Usually most people get sports cars to impress whoever you're trying to impress to, so that they can find you someone attractive, usually for
Yeah.
sports cars, right?
yeah,
They're loud, they're expensive, and they're a waste of money, but that's the point. It's like a luxury that so people can afford. What the hell am I trying to impress? My
Yeah.
wife.
yeah,
You
that's
know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, she already married me, so you're right. Like the dumb shit is basically what I find the most rewarding. That, or sometimes when you like fix something at home,
Mhm.
like it's like your first try, you're like, fuck yeah, you start like getting all these like little reward centers going off in your head.
yeah.
If the young me could see the old me like being so proud of this, I would probably just fucking shoot myself. But still.
All right.
For
It's
one,
great.
We got to start injecting some youth into this podcast. We're stagnating here.
I'm right here.
And,
So for one, I would get a sports
please.
car regardless, not because of some chick or
Guy.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, for you
So
maybe,
dudes.
but not for
Dudes,
me.
yeah, for the bros.
Mm.
No, not for the bros. No,
Ed, you drive
What's
a
up?
Scion. You
You-
drove a Scion.
that
Yeah,
must sounds
you-
pretty cool.
That's a sports car, right? Scion is a
it's
sports
sporty.
car.
It's sporty.
No way.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ed, are you trying to say your car's a sports car?
I didn't say it was. I said it's sporty. It has a sporty feel to it, but it's not a
He
sports
No.
car.
did. He
But it's
did
not a sports
watch
car,
what he
right?
said. He
not a
was
sports car.
very.
He was
Okay.
very
very
calculated.
legal.
Okay.
Yeah,
He was very legal in
sports
what he
car.
said.
yeah, very
Yeah.
calculated.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I want
Sporty.
a model Tesla Model 3. That's not a sports car. That's a
Ed, let's be honest. You
What?
get a
Such
Model
damn
3,
boring car.
you would 100% put a spoiler on it.
Oh.
You
No.
you put a body kit on it, veil side body
Yeah.
kit.
body kit, maybe.
We know. Yes, you would get it wrapped.
Yeah,
You
because
would
I
get
mean,
a body kit.
probably a body kit. Probably. I mean, I've seen some very, very rare but very
Mhm.
nice Model 3 body kits. Very, very, very good. Very good.
So you have a
Very good.
sports like car. I mean, that
Sports like car.
It's a sports like car. It has a sportsy feel to it. It's a two-door. Most two-doors are sports cars or have a sports feel to it.
Sure, I can give you that. Absolutely. I'm not clowning on it. I think your car is a sports car. So I mean, it is what it is. So you've already have had that itch of impressing the youngins with your car.
It's nothing to
Whoever
do
it
with
is.
impressing youngins. It's the car that I want. I mean, if it was a four-door, I want a four-door. I
Four-door
mean, I want
sports
a.
car. Hell
I
yeah.
mean,
Hell yeah,
if
bro.
I'm 80, hopefully I can be up there. I would like a sports car too, yeah.
Yeah,
For
no.
myself, not for some uh OnlyFans chick or whatever.
That's true. There's something going on in the chat. I don't want to really
the
address.
chat. God damn it, they had to bring it up.
I don't want to delve into
God damn it.
because
Yeah,
Cast iron. We
I'll
gotta
be
do
in
it.
the, I'll
We
be in the
gotta do it.
chat.
We gotta
I'll
do
be in
it.
the chat, guys.
We gotta do
You,
it.
you keep talking
How
about
do you
What
guys-
chat are you
Roblox or
talking
whatever.
about?
Cast iron
bro.
skill.
What chat are you talking about?
the chat
What
is talking.
method do you guys use to season your skill?
Yeah, like, whoo. Okay, for me, I like to use grapeseed oil. So grapeseed oil. So okay, this is the question. Okay, and then we start getting to like
Yeah.
actual entertainment.
Uh,
Do you guys
Yeah.
use soap and water on your cast iron skillet?
no,
No, I don't
No.
clean it.
no. I just wipe it down.
Wipe it down.
I have to use soap and water,
No,
and I
you can't.
So
reseason
you're
it.
seasoning your cast iron every time?
Yes, I reseason it every single time. Now the
Don't
difference
taste.
now the difference is that so there's different types of seasoning that I do. So like if it needs a real deep seasoning, then I'll actually put it into the oven, at
Into the
400
oven, yeah.
and let it sit for a few hours. But then if it needs a light seasoning, all I do is take the oil, and just lightly oil it, and then that's enough just to get me, like I said, the light seasoning. I always take a scour pad, the metal scour pad, and I'm gonna get a chain one instead. But yeah, that's what I do. I use grapeseed oil, and then if not that, vegetable oil. And because I use my cast irons, like I have about 7 or 8 of them, and I use them all within the week. So it's not like the oil just sits there and so forth. And usually by the time I'm cooking, the oil is being used, so it's not even like rancid oil or anything like that. But yeah, but like I said, deep cleaning,
that's fine. I mean,
grapeseed.
because you can still use like a scour pad and not use water. You can just kind of take all like the chunks, like loosen them up, and then just wipe it down.
I can't do
Do you
that.
just not like the taste that it carries? Well, the thing is, look, the cast iron. Usually I use them for like one purpose only. So it might be like just eggs or something, right?
Mhm.
So I don't really like throw other foods in there. I kind of keep it limited to what I cook on it. And that helps if you don't like the carryover flavor or whatever it might be.
I use my cast irons mainly for like steaks, salmon,
steaks,
salmon, any type of like really, well, not even just protein in that sense. Like I will do, like we have like a wok, right? A cast iron wok. We use that for, like doing fried rice or anything of the sort. But yeah, usually I leave the cast irons for like steaks and like fish, so forth. Like dark side. I mean, come on, like help me out here. I mean, is that what you use it for, or do you use yours all purpose, like kind of like green tuna does?
Well, I mean, I'm vegetarian, so
it's-
that's why I don't really. If I ate meat, I would,
Sure.
be cooking steaks too. So
Gotcha.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
similar foods. I try to get
Yeah.
similar foods together, but it's mostly steak. It's mostly like proteins. Like I
Protein,
mean,
yeah.
because you get that sear. You want to get that sear.
Yeah, that's sear. You can't.
the sear.
Even sear, baby.
Yeah, you can't get that sear in like a regular like ceramic skillet. It's just not the same. It's just like the non-stick ones. It's not the same at all, and it's so hard to do. So yeah, I could talk about cast. I love cooking with the cast iron over a regular skillet any day.
All right. Well,
So.
here's the other one. Speaking, since we're all talking about cooking, do you guys do stainless steel or Teflon?
Teflon.
I have both.
Bitches.
I have
Stainless
both.
steel all the way, baby.
I would. I don't
love
have.
it.
I'm so stuck on Teflon, but I can't just get
Yeah.
any like Teflon. I have to get like a name brand, like a good one.
Yeah, you don't want to get the shit Teflon that's gonna make its way into your system.
Yeah, like you like, hey, did you put a lot of pepper in these eggs? Like pepper? No,
Oh,
like why the
God
fuck?
damn it, Only Toast. Only Toast needs to be put on mute because it's hitting me hard with the member berries. I forgot how good cast iron cornbread
Well,
is.
I agree also. Only
God
Tones needs
damn
to
it,
be
it's
put
so
on
good.
mute.
Only Toast is fine. Right now he's cooking, so we gotta respect.
And Only Toast has read my mind. That's exactly what I own. All Clan
Clan.
for stainless steel. The name brand, All Clan.
Mhm.
Like their shit, like you pick it up, that shit is so heavy, it'll get your wrist tired in a heartbeat. But it's like It's really well made. It takes a beating, and it always cooks like evenly.
Yeah, so I need to. I'll try stainless steel. I haven't done stainless steel yet. Like I said, it's usually like the Teflon, and
Yeah.
I'm very careful. Like I don't use metal like spatulas or anything on that because I don't want to chip. But the thing is, like the Teflon ones that I have are they can take a beating too, and I've never had them chip and so forth. Like even using, I hate to say it, but using knives or something like that in it to cut something just to like check the internal.
Gotta use wood. Only use wood.
Wood?
Only use wood. Yeah.
You would.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
also use wood spatulas.
Well, I have wood spatulas, yeah, but I have some
I
other
just got
ones.
fucking flashback. So I don't know how it is with other people, but just like as a Mexican, for Mexican heritage, growing up, obviously you don't know Teflon is toxic, but I'm just remembering how many aunts and uncles would have like the Teflon pans where the Teflon was completely scraped off in the center. And we were just eating like, hey, whatever, you know, it was normal to us. And now things
that's
like,
the flavor.
I probably have some weird
flavor.
tumor or
that
somewhere.
is the flavor, man.
Like, why do I have this massive? Why do I have this big mass in my mouth? Like,
and you know it did. You know it didn't taste the same when they replaced the pants, so they went back to the pants.
Yeah, that pan will be rusted out at the bottom from the bare metal being cooked over and over again. But you still used it. I'm totally down with the whole beat up Teflon pans. Me and my wife, we had this one pan that literally was bowing in the middle because it had been used for so long and it was all cut up with, Teflon was all jacked up. But when you made eggs, it was like the best tasting eggs.
The best tasting eggs.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just the pure chemicals in it, but it was amazing. So Only Toes says we were talking about all our pans taking a beating and our skillets, and he said it takes a beating like Ed's mouth. And I Only
these
Toes
weird fantasies that someone with the name Toes.
We VIP Only Toes.
Yeah, can we
VIP Only Toes.
I feel like
VIP make his comment always go to the top.
I'm
please.
sure you guys won't look like a VIP with Only Toes or whatever.
One of us. Crazy.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, let's get off this, old man topics. I mean, the thing is this. This is like I'm just gonna put game out for everybody. If you're a young man that's watching, learn how to cook. Like, if you can't cook, like you don't need to be a Michelin star chef, right? But learn how to grill, learn how to use a cast iron, know how to make good proteins and make a few decent sides. You don't need to make every side in the world. Just make a few decent sides. It doesn't have to be the greatest tasting, but it's something to complement. And a lot of times, just having some raw vegetables that you saute real quick, you just flip on and put some heat on it, put a little pepper, put a little salt, boom, that's enough. That's all you need right there. Literally string beans, cut the ends off, boom, you're good. I'm telling you, put y'all on game. And for the ladies out there, cooking is valuable too. Don't always be door dashing and everything else. Learn how to cook. It's actually really fun. But neither here nor there. But let's get into some of these topics though. So
all right.
One trailer that we've been, I don't know, we really weren't excited for it, but it came out. Which was Joker 2.
That is the perfect description.
Yeah, it was just kind of
we haven't been excited about this movie, but it came out.
It came out,
and
we watched it. Now they did drop a teaser trailer at in like the first maybe 12 hours before the trailer actually dropped, and I thought that was fake. I thought it was a fake trailer or a fake teaser because it looked really AI, like AI generated. It didn't look that great.
It didn't look real.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? Is this really going to be a musical?
Yes.
From what I've been hearing, yeah. Which is
as soon as my wife showed me, I'm like, I thought that was just a joke.
Yeah, it was just all a joke. But
funny.
But Lady Gaga, we know that she's really a singer. She can actually sing. So making her Harley Quinn makes complete sense if you're doing a musical. But yeah, apparently they are going to be parodying or covering a lot of popular songs, even from recent times, oldies and so forth, and putting it into the movie. Based on the trailer, from what I saw, it seems like they're kind of doing that. They didn't really lean into that and really trying to spoil like the songs that they're using, but I can kind of see how they. It looks. I'm not gonna. I don't like musicals. I've never liked a musical, but this looks like
Neither.
it possibly they could have done it in a way that might be appealing. I'll say it appeases, but it would be appealing to a larger audience. I don't know. What you guys think?
I'm not into musicals. I don't think there's ever been one movie, or rather a musical that I've really enjoyed. So the thought, well, I'll say this: do I want a Joker too? Yeah, that'd be awesome, but not in the form of a musical. So I'm like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
at least this is new. I am not looking forward to it either.
Yeah.
Not
But
either.
if I'm going to give it a prop, is at least they're trying something new, that we haven't really seen before. We don't even know what it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Trying to think
But
what the only musical I think I like is Rocky Horror Picture Show. But aside from that, like even like Sweeney Todd, I give it a try. Could I thought that would be like the closest thing that I would
Was
like.
that the one with the
What was the other
barber,
one? Repo
yeah,
Man?
with the
Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp,
Johnny
yeah,
Depp, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
then there was the other one. I think it was Repo Man, a cinematic opera or something.
Hmm.
Same thing. Everyone loves it. Tried it. It's just I, be, I'm assuming because we didn't grow up watching stage plays.
Yeah.
I don't know about Dark Side, but the moment someone starts singing, it takes me out of the movie.
yep,
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I'm watching the plot go by, and then like, the stairs, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on? It just takes me out of the movie. It's not something that I'm accustomed to.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think the only thing exceptional for singing was The Lion King, the first animated movie. Beyond that, I couldn't really not get into anything else that had singing in it. It
I think
just
Grease. I mean, like I
not
remember
even
as a kid,
Grease.
I like
Oh,
Grease.
I
Yeah.
take it back. I like
I like
Grease.
Not
Grease.
even
Yeah,
Grease for me.
Yeah.
I like Grease. Yeah,
But
Grease is good.
that magic, I felt like a lot of these musicals, especially like the more recent musicals like High School Musical and stuff like that, it just felt very corny. Also, the people that I knew that were really big fans of it, I thought were like the biggest lames of all time. Now, this is coming from the guy who will sit there and play Super Smash Brothers back in the day in a Dragon Ball Z shirt, talking about, Fox is the fastest character in Super Smash Brothers. But the fact that I thought these musical kids were
Wasn't that
lame,
you?
that was me. That was me. Um, the
That
fact
was a
that,
joke, and
yeah, he's like, it was like, wait a minute, that sounds way too familiar. It's like I feel like I've known this person before. Yeah, no, I felt like the High School Musical kids were really weird. So that's why I've always just never liked musicals. But this, I'm actually willing to give this a shot. I don't think this will. I mean, we don't know much, but I'm willing to give this a shot just because. Do I think the first Joker, was overrated? Absolutely. I think it's been blown out way out of proportion. Good movie, certain parts,
it
but
was
yeah.
the film of the whole generation. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, redefine the Joker as we know it.
Schindler's List. Get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
like what? Like, man,
Mhm.
this movie was amazing. It made Christopher Nolan cry. I heard when he went to see it in theaters.
I heard that too, yeah.
For different reasons.
Yeah,
It made him cry.
He's like, man, I wish that was
He's
my
like,
Joker.
no, and I just made him really creepy.
Say, damn it, Heath Ledger, why couldn't this be your performance? No, I mean, this movie was. I mean, the Joker was fine. I thought it was good, but overhyped to how people try to turn to like a pop culture thing. But I'm willing to see like the fact that they're doing something new. I like that. So, very curious to see that for sure. What
Now,
about
do
you?
you think it's from my understanding, it was when the first movie was made, there was no intention of making a second movie. It
That's
was just
true.
the first movie.
Yeah.
So that's another problem that's kind of like, all right, you're going to do a second movie, even though you had no intention of doing a second movie, even though the script was not made for a second movie. You're going to do this. Is it going to be really good, or are you just doing it for money? Because the higher up said, hey, we like that Joker money. Let's make a second one, basically.
I mean, but we see the same thing happen with stuff like the Matrix, right? The Matrix,
And look how that went.
yeah, I mean, we had the Matrix 4, which was,
Dog
and
water.
yeah, and there's a new Matrix being now shot now, but the director for that is somebody I actually kind of trust. So,
But I mean, we trusted the original creators of, The Matrix to do four,
are
and
they still the
four
original creators?
well, one of them,
But are they
uh,
though?
yeah,
Are they the original creators?
they created it, didn't they?
Sure, sure. Um,
Yes. So, I mean, it lets some kind of alien space
I'm not
ship.
Dark Side. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
No, I mean, they created it, right? So,
No, I'm
one
saying
was missing,
their
but they
mind
created it.
their mind is much different than what it was when they
It's
first
still the
created it.
same mind. That's anybody. I mean,
No, I'm saying well, no,
I'm sure
no.
your mind was different from when you were a 5-year-old up until now. I mean,
That's
I remember those days.
not the same comparison, but sure.
But
I don't get that.
people's minds are different a year from now.
No, what I'm saying is that their mind wasn't made for the fourth one, right? They made the first three to pretty much from how I see it. The Wachowskis made it, or Wachowskis, sorry, Wachowskis made it to be more. I felt like the trilogy was it. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
So
That's what they said too. That was
yeah.
it.
So I'm saying like their mind wasn't really made was working for a fourth one. So like you kind of have to not retcon it, but you have to fit it in where you can.
That's what they did.
And obviously when it's not natural, it's not a natural storyline,
Exactly.
usually fails. So
Exactly.
but this fifth one, like I said, the writer for it, the director for it, I have a lot of hopes for. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean with this one, yeah, the first Joker was not was supposed to be just a solo movie. No second movie, no sequel, and but that's what we got. So hey, if you're gonna make a second one, make it fun, and I feel like that's what's happening. So if it's gonna be a fun movie, hey, I'm all for it. You know, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna cost me? A couple hours? That's fine.
Like
I'll
something's
watch it.
good.
Yeah, it better be good. That's all
It
I'm gonna
better
say.
be good. Heck yeah.
It
It
better
better
be
be
Better be
good.
good.
It better be
If
good.
it's not good, I'm walking out. I'm coming over to your house, and I don't want to even talk about the unspeakable things that I will do to your family members. But I will do it.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair warning.
Fair.
Fair warning.
Very
Whoa.
fair. I might just do it in advance, like tonight, just to make sure it gets done in plenty of time. So, and I might come the next night after that, and the night after that, and the night after that,
Whoa.
after that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Joker 2 trailer. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Kind of, it's not much to it, but hey, knock yourselves out. Any other crazy news happened this week? I don't think anything major happened.
WrestleMania. WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and talk about it. If you want, I'm gonna go ahead
Ed
and
watched it. I haven't watched it.
I heard
Ed
this was
Pilsen.
historic. Yeah, I heard this one was pretty historic. It was like all the OGs are coming back just for a special night. So yeah, knock us out.
Bruno San Martino, Roddy Rod Piper.
Yeah, from the grave.
They're all
Yeah.
they're all
Chris
wearing
Benoit.
it, right? Yokozuna, Chris, special guest, Chris Benoit.
No.
Yeah, he was there. Actually,
versus-
he was there in the
yeah.
rafters the entire time. You just never saw him, but he was floating around. Ooh, spooky.
I'm glad I didn't say somebody else. But...
Chris Benoit versus Bowflex. You know what I mean? They were the matches of the night.
it was the match that no one ever
These are the
expected to
words
see.
not from the Ed Underground, but okay.
The true wrestling fan,
Right?
Head on the ground.
Isn't it?
Not from. Anyways.
From the EDX.
Yeah, from
Oh,
the
God.
EDX, your favorite gas
Anyways,
station.
there's been
dysfunction 10. Yeah.
for you guys, not me. Oh, trust me, not me.
Mm.
Anyways, there's been a lot of buildup with WrestleMania. The Rock came back recently, and it was originally going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns, but then crowd didn't like it, so they pivoted. Ended up being Rock tag teaming with Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Night 1. It's pretty good. Night 1's pretty good. Night 2.
Wait, there's multiple nights of WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 2 nights.
Saturday
now.
and Sunday.
Oh, really? I thought it was just one night. Okay.
How long has it been going on?
Maybe
You told me, but I already forgot.
I think ever since the pandemic happened,
Wait, so
I
ever
think.
since then, there's been 2 nights of WrestleMania.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
they've been
Oh,
like
that's
really
wild.
milking it.
That's really
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, but I would say a lot of people are saying the same thing too, that this has been one of the best WrestleManias in a long, long time.
Okay.
Because it's not
Mhm.
under Vince McMahon's creative anymore. Now it's under Paul Triple H Levesque's creative. And he's been really, really good with scripting everything. I would say ever since he stepped back in,
Mhm.
because he was let go for a time. Now he's back in. But he has really changed the game. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
No pun intended. But WrestleMania Night 2, very, very awesome. Best WrestleMania in a long, long time. It was Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes lost last year. And in the process of that, who showed up? John Cena showed up.
John Cena, yeah.
Undertaker showed up.
Undertaker,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. But it's not just the people that showed up, it's the long-term storytelling. It felt like almost like the Avengers of wrestling.
Yeah,
You would have to.
people been calling it an end game.
Yeah, this is definitely night one was what was the first Marvel one? Uh Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah. Night one was basically Infinity War. Night two was Endgame. It just they've really done a great job with the storytelling, with the characters that were in there, with Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, The Rock being basically the final boss,
Mhm.
or what some would say Thanos. And even just his entrances coming out on Raw and SmackDown and WrestleMania, The Rock coming out with the lightning bolts and everything like that, and the one spotlight on him. It was cinema. Really, really good. So whatever Triple H has been doing, storytelling and the team behind that, very well done. It is cool to be a wrestling fan. I've been one before it was cool because, yeah, I'm that guy. But
I wouldn't say it's cool, but
I mean, it's definitely cool. I mean, ratings are way up, skyrocketed.
this was the most streamed entertainment event on Peacock
Yep,
ever.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
yeah,
I mean this WrestleMania did do numbers for sure.
it did.
I had friends hitting me up, who I didn't even know were into wrestling like that. They have a renewed interest in wrestling in general, but the fact that WrestleMania was on Peacock for free, um, that drew a lot of people in
I won't say
and
for
of
free,
itself.
but
Well, I mean, Peacock in of itself, like paying, if you're paying for the service, you got to see WrestleMania.
six
So
dollars,
yeah, so people, but that's different than that's a lot better than paying back in the day pay per view. You're paying
50,
$50,
60 bucks. Yeah,
$60 exactly, and that was just for one night. So yeah, a lot of people were tuned into it. So like I said, I have friends hit me up like, "Yo, blah blah, you watching WrestleMania?" I'm like, no. I'm like, what the hell? They're like, no, it's on Peacock, dude. Like, so yeah, people were really hyped up about this. So I'm really
yeah,
happy. I'm really happy for the wrestling community because this feels like something that they definitely needed.
definitely needed. And I would say, best WrestleMania in a long, long time. Like I've never seen a WrestleMania over again, like a replay of it.
Mhm.
Night two, I've been wanting to see it again because it's really good. Like if you knew the story, beat by beat, really good. They told the story very, very well. It felt like Thor, Iron Man, Spider-Man. It felt like Marvel characters in a wrestling ring, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Just the story building up.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird seeing The Rock in wrestling now because one, he's bigger than what he was. You know, a 20-year-old Rock now compared to a 40, 50-year-old Rock is absolutely ginormous, and it's just
He
like it's
doesn't. He didn't miss a beat.
yeah, I know he didn't miss a beat, but I'm just saying, and I'm not gonna lie, he looked natural. He looked like he never left the ring, like he's been doing this entire time. The problem is that he's roided out like crazy. So what scares me is that he's gonna take a spill one day, and his entire muscular system is just going to explode.
Explode.
Yeah, because it's one thing to do Fast and the Furious stunts where you're having stunt
A
doubles do
stunt
it.
double do
Yeah,
all the
dangerous shit.
uh
Yeah.
dangerous shit, yeah.
Yeah, but then when you're getting thrown out of the ring and you're getting RKO through announcer table or whatever, that's you. And like yeah, even though he's absolutely massive, I'm a little worried about him. I'm glad that he's not wearing his little underwear with the bull
Brahma
on it.
Bull.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Did he?
I'm not sure. I
I
mean,
don't.
maybe.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch everything. I just saw the clips, and it seemed like he was always dressed. So I was like, okay, that's
Mm.
good to
Well, yeah,
know.
because he wasn't wrestling,
Yeah.
but
But I think he also has a lot of financial stake in the company now, so
oh,
that's why
he
Yeah.
he's doing more like dangerous stunts and everything because he's trying to increase his profit, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of the board
Credit.
members of
One
or
of the
head
board members. He's
Yeah.
the one that
TKO.
facilitated the deal between Netflix and the WWE to do that. They're moving Raw, I think, to Netflix, right?
Yep, which
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. So
so
now
happy
they're doing.
for.
That's a big get because
Yeah.
it's kind of the first time that that's gonna happen where like a mainstream, long running wrestling show that's always been, as far as I can remember, in USA network is gonna be moved over to Netflix, which is a completely different like consumer base, as opposed to just people that were watching it on cable or whatever it may be. Do they even? Yeah, they still stream it, right? Just like beforehand, Raw. It's the
Oh,
same format, right? It's like you gotta watch it live on USA TV and then wait like a couple of days before you can see it somewhere else.
yeah, which is really dumb. You can watch it live if you have cable on USA, which
Yeah.
yeah,
Is it?
but
I thought you could watch it live on Peacock, but then like
nope.
Hulu,
No,
you watch it
Peacock
the
takes
next
like a
day.
month for it to get there.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
One of
Yeah.
those, I thought one of the services it was the next day. One was
That's
live.
Hulu, I think.
Hulu is next day. Okay.
Yeah, Hulu, and you have to get the package that has whoever the parent company for USA Network is. I forgot who it
I
is.
Gotcha.
forgot to, which is so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. Can I be honest? Doesn't it feel like
Yeah.
you remember with all these streaming services were supposed to get you away from cable and cable
Exactly.
prices?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Yep.
don't tell me. We're going back to cable. Basically, we're all paying for cable again without
2.0.
paying for cable.
yeah, we're paying for cable again because if you want like the basic stuff, like yeah, you pay $5 here, $5 there. But it's a lot different when you gotta pay $5 here. Oh no, oh you want the NFL Extreme bundle? Yeah, pay $60 and blah blah blah, and that's for just once a month, and it's like what the this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's
So for
it's insane.
USA, yeah, for USA, you can actually watch USA like on YouTube TV, but even YouTube TV, I think is 70 bucks a
$70,
month.
yeah, $70.
Yeah.
$70 a month. Yeah.
And here's another thing too. SmackDown, which is on Fridays, is on a whole different network. So you probably have to get another streaming service or cable package to watch SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And then on
Or
top of
over the
that,
air network. SmackDown is carried by most
Fox.
local networks. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you got to watch it if you want to watch WrestleMania or pay-per-views. It's on Peacock, which is thankfully only
Peacock,
like
yeah.
$5, but
Yeah.
still that all adds
That's the
up.
best value.
Peacock.
Just if you are like a wrestling fan, just because you get to see the pay-per-views for like a low rate as opposed as to paying, because wrestling has a lot of pay-per-views.
They do.
But yeah, it's insane. I was thinking about it too the other day because I'm like, now almost all stream sites offer like a budget plan
Mm-hmm.
with ads. So we're
That's our
the
map.
circle is coming back around. Where if you don't want to spend that much money, let's say you want to get the most basic plan, you're still gonna have to put up with ads, which
Yep.
was like the big thing about streaming. Oh, you don't have to watch ads anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's ways to get around it. Luckily,
Mm.
and this is almost a good transition if we're done talking about this.
That's what I was thinking about it. Yeah.
So talking about ads, it was funny because our main topic today, we're obviously talking about a show that is on a streaming service, and it was funny because I was watching it on my PC, which has certain software extensions that do not allow me to see ads, and then P-Hub, obviously, and then but then when I tried to, I had to step away, and I was watching it on my phone. Boom, ad after ad after ad. That is kind of a shame. It wasn't really. It was actually ads. It was if I watch it on a computer, there'll be like a before the show display. There would be an ad for a future series coming out, but on my phone it would show up, but on my computer it wouldn't. So I'm just like, it's not a big deal. But anyhow, so for our main topic for today. We're going to be discussing Halo Season 2.
Two main topics.
Two main topics, but the one that's a little bit more important is like I said, Halo Season 2, which debuted on Paramount Plus. Not gonna lie, I don't use Paramount Plus for anything other than the occasional show like this.
Me too.
Probably watch more Paramount than I have in the past couple months. But yeah, went ahead and saw it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just start talking about it. What did you guys think? Dark
Well, let me
Side.
ask you guys this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Go ahead, and go ahead.
What do you so did anyone see season 1 again?
No,
No.
I never finished season 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't rewatch it. I
Review
remember.
it? Didn't we review it?
Yeah,
We
we
did
Yeah,
review it.
you
Yeah.
guys reviewed it, and there were some positive points, but I think it was overall like collectively disappointed
Yeah.
reaction from all you guys about the
Man, a
series.
huge man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I could have sworn I forgot the girl's name that's on the Covenant side, the human. Wasn't she
Maki?
dead?
Maki?
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
she die?
She did get shot and she was presumed dead. Yes.
Okay. Okay, because I got confused when I saw her again in this season 2. Like, wait a minute. I didn't rewatch season 1 because that's a waste of time in
Right.
itself. I barely remember season 1, so watching season 2, like, didn't she die?
Wait, you don't remember season 1 where we got to
No.
see Master Chief clapping cheeks, or we saw Master
Oh
Chief?
God, don't
we got,
remind
You
me.
saw Chief Dong too?
yeah,
Oh,
Chief-
don't
Tactical,
remind
a
me.
tactical Dong.
No,
yeah. Have you seen? You haven't seen a Spartan ass before? I mean, that
I
was
never wanted
obviously
to.
when
Maybe a Spartess, but not a Spartan.
I mean, whatever you're into, bro. I mean, it's cool. I mean, anywho, yeah, nah. Season 1, I mean, I think we all came back. We said it was meh. Season 2, I'll go. Fine, I'll go and kick it off. Yeah, I thought it was I thought this was not a bad season. Definitely made some upgrades from season 1, which I was not expecting per se. I thought they were going to carry on with storylines we really didn't care about overall, and before, like, I guess when the storylines before in season 1, I felt like it was a lot of things were going nowhere or just superficial in how they were happening. This one, I felt like there was at least a lot of crossover that eventually led to something. Now, while I may not necessarily agree how they got to that something, and it was kind of a little forced at certain points, I think overall the story was a huge improvement from 1, and not in a way that says that it doesn't absolve it at all. Just because just because you start with a shit product, and just because you made it better, doesn't still make it it still makes it can still be a shit product. And
Yeah.
while I don't necessarily think Halo 2 season 2 was a shit product, um it was better. It improved on everything that it needed to improve on. Maybe not to the level that I will wanted to, but I was not 100% disappointed.
I will say that season 1 was a hot mess. I don't think they understood. Well, I think that consensus was I don't think the showrunners
New Halo.
knew Halo because
They probably just saw,
it
oh,
was so
Mandalorian.
wildly it was so wildly off of like the storyline was so wildly it's like we're talking about Master Cheeks and these side characters that were so like why we have these, why am I watching this when I could be watching Spartans doing cool shit?
Yeah.
So this season definitely felt like, and I believe they did change the showrunners and everything, so this season definitely felt like, okay, they got people who a little bit know what they're doing, and they had to take the shit that they were given and tried to, like, so it was still in here. You had
Yeah.
broke ass Dave Chappelle was in here.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
had
God.
the Asian girl, which I forgot her name, so I don't
Quan.
remember her character.
Quan. Yeah.
Quan. So Quan was in it, and I've skipped every scene with Quan in it through, it was 8 episodes, probably 7 of the 8 episodes. Her character well, actually 7 and 8, her character started getting real interesting to me.
Yeah, I was like, you shouldn't pass
And it
7.
yeah, well, episode 8, the finale is really good in my opinion because
Yeah.
it's really good.
It's really good.
Um,
Yes.
especially because it introduces the,
The
the flood.
flood.
The flood.
flood.
Spoil.
These
I
major
mean,
spoilers.
we're 120 episodes
I mean,
in.
if you're
Spoilers.
watching,
Nah,
you're
nah,
gonna be
nah.
spoiled.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this is a belated episode. This is a belated review for
Very
something that
belated.
came out in February. So,
Yeah.
if you're a fan,
So
you would have
go
watched
fuck
it. If
yourself.
not, yeah, fuck off.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Piece
But
of
yeah,
shit.
the flood, the flood. They're finally adding Halo elements that I really like. Am looking forward to, like the flood, like their what's the name of their little robot? Guilty Spark, is it?
Yeah, something like that. I
I
forgot.
forgot.
Something like that. Yeah, but like his voice was real familiar. As soon as he started talking, I was like, "Oh, I know who's talking to Master Chief." Um, but that Arbiter, like, and then like, which I don't. I guess I'm not up to date
Arbiter
on my
wasn't dead.
Halo lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arbiter was
Okay.
not
So
dead.
Arbiter's
Harbor.
not dead. I was gonna say like this is he didn't die. Like,
No, if
but I mean
anything,
they're
they
doing their own
see.
thing. So
Yeah, which is okay. Go
and
on.
also Arbiter is like, I mean, I wish they got the voice actor for fucking Arbiter, or at least of a facsim. Well, who was the voice actor for Arbiter? Was it our boy who passed away?
Lance Reddick?
That's
Did he
Reddick.
pass
No,
away?
it was. I
No.
think it was the other
No,
guy.
it was the other dude. The other prolific black man voice actor.
the one that
The
took
guy who always
over.
plays a
Yeah,
villain.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, well, the Arbiter. I mean,
he
he's got
took-
such a
No,
screamy voice.
the actor. I mean,
black guy. He actually took Lance Reddick's role, I think,
I'm
in
sure.
Destiny.
Yeah, did he? Yeah,
is
he's
it
got that.
not Keith?
Yeah, I mean, you think of his
I'm looking
silky
up.
voice, you'll see his face.
was he?
Keith
he was
David,
like
yeah,
the
Keith David.
general or
Keith
something.
David.
Keith
David.
Keith David. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took.
But,
it's funny. It's like if Lance Reddick couldn't do it, they got Keith David. Keith
David.
David couldn't do it. Lance Reddick did it. Lance Reddick passed away. They're like, fuck.
They're fucked. They're fucked right now.
They're like,
Keith
Yeah.
David. Keith
Yeah,
David's on life support.
there's only enough room for 2 black voice actors.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Wow.
They're-
Funny
mean-
thing, Killer Instinct actually got the Arbiter in their game, and I don't know if it's the same voice actor, but if it's not, pretty spot on.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, but nobody gives a shit.
10 years ago, but I'm just
Might
saying.
as well be 20.
Just saying, they got the
Um,
same
but
voice
anyways,
actor. They could have done the same thing this series.
Getting back to Halo. Yeah, no, I think the season definitely had a lot of hard work to do, man, but there were some highlights in this season. So like I will say, is it a marked improvement over the season 1? Yes. Does it leave me very interested in season 3? Now because of the flood, yes, very much. I am very interested in season 3.
These motherfuckers. They knew what they were doing too.
They knew what they were doing too.
It pissed me off
Yeah,
that they
for
did
sure.
that. I was like,
What did
fuck.
you guys think of? Okay, so we all know enough about Halo lore. What do you guys think about the Fall of Reach? You think that they positioned it well, like in the middle of the season? Because I was like, oh, we're already getting to Reach here.
It was kind of quick, wasn't it?
But I liked
I
the
liked it.
story structure of the, like, you experience Reach and then the fallout of Reach. You get to experience all that.
Yeah.
You like, so if I was writing this, like, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, I would have this would have been my season 2 finale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they decided to put it right in the middle, and it was. I thought it was effective. I thought that episode was effective. Like the fall of that, it was like Pearl Harbor, and you could
Yeah.
feel like it was like Pearl Harbor, like a major blow to humanity. Like we're fucked.
Yeah.
So very good job, I think, and and all like the designs, the helmets, and the Spartan 3 outfits look awesome. Like
Yeah.
when they're flown through space and stuff.
Yeah. It looked absolutely amazing.
So like they have money on the show. Even the Covenant CG looked decent at times. There was a couple fights
No.
that no.
No.
I think no. No, I know what you're gonna say.
There was some that were good.
There's some scenes that were really good, and someone knows how to play with shadows in the
A
CG.
lot of shadows.
Yeah, so it's
To
just
cover
fine.
up some things. I'm just saying.
And that
A lot of
is
people
that's
do
fair.
that though.
that is how you should do CG. I've said, like, do not put CG in the best CG that you can think of, like the movies that are 20 years old that you're like, oh, the CG was so good, James Cameron. it's because he was in. They put it in the shadows. The good directors knew how to hide their flaws,
Mm.
and they knew how to like. They didn't put it right out in the front. You know, there are things that like look at the Abyss. That movie came out what decades ago.
Decades, and still
Some
looks
of the
good.
earliest CG you could still watch it. And it's still fresh in many ways. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you gotta know lighting is big, but yeah. I mean, there was a fight in full daylight with Arbiter that I thought was
You know,
okay. I didn't think it was bad.
just as a quick aside, you know what other movie has like a C? I watched it not too long ago, and the CG really holds up.
Mhm.
Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's
I haven't
because they
seen that in a
chose
while.
Bugs as the villain,
Yes.
and
Yep.
you know, like we can accept Bugs looking a little shinier than humans.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
But the
textures.
CG
Yeah.
was like fantastic, and I watched it probably like a year ago, and I was like still blown away by how good
But
the CG
but
still
you know
holds up.
why the CG is good too? Because they didn't entirely rely on the CG. There was practical effects in that too.
They did both.
You know what I mean? They
Okay. I
combined.
thought it was like pure CG. I didn't know it was mixed in.
Well, I mean, there's the bugs are pure CG, but they were able to combine like the practical and CG effects. Like I remember a lot of like bug juice on people,
No,
and, like
not
splatter.
well, not even just that. They actually had like practical bugs that were
Like
like,
giant
but
bugs.
yeah, they were just they would
Oh,
grab. They would
then
just show the
I
that's
mandible.
probably
remember that.
made
Yeah.
like made your eyes more accepting of the CG. Then all right, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll do like the mandibles of like they'll grab somebody and you can see the person like just being flayed with the bug with them being
Bug
inside the
juice.
bug's mouth, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they'll immediately switch it over to a more like action scene where the bug is now really throwing this person, slicing them in half and keeping it moving. So yeah, it was a little bit. It was both, and I agree. They did it in such a way that made it believable
Stand the
because it's
test of time.
bugs.
It still looks good.
It's a beautiful movie.
Um,
I still watch that movie. You could tell me any point in time, be like, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Like, you want to watch some Starship Troopers? I'm like,
dude, I
fuck.
I
Like,
adore that
Or
movie.
play
Yeah.
Helldivers.
That literally
Helldivers,
is
yeah.
Halo before Halo, because Halo is also based on Starship Troopers.
I
I
didn't
thought
know
it was
that.
based
That
off of
Heinlein
Doom.
thing, and then I think that was based on Dune, right?
Doom.
Starship Troopers,
Doom?
Dark
I thought
Side,
it was based off
the
Doom.
book.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I thought
Okay, well, I
Master
mean,
Chief
a
was
lot of
based
the
off Doom
design
guy.
language for Halo came from Starship Troopers, the book,
Yeah,
with like
well,
the space pods and all that other crazy shit.
yeah, the Halo Starship Troopers reference is pretty direct. I don't know how like the Dune might be because they're both like
Oh,
70s,
Doom,
60s.
not Dune.
Oh, Doom. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought you said Dune.
But
Doom guy.
I don't. To be honest, maybe if I had going back to Halo, if I had watched season one, maybe I would have like or if I had finished watching season one, maybe I would have a positive outlook on what I just watched.
Yeah,
But
because
I'll
you
be
would
honest,
have
I
that comparison.
cannot remember shit about this series, and I did watch the whole thing. I could not wait for the series to be over so I could go back to watching Deep Space Nine, because that's the only reason that I
Oh
watch
shit, you're
Paramount
watching Deep
Plus.
Space Nine?
Dude, I love Deep Space Nine. I think it might be becoming my new favorite series, but I still gotta finish it. I'm in season 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
James Benjamin Sisko for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I, aside from the set pieces, like you said, like the Fall of Reach, what's it called? Master Chief having the fight with
Arbiter.
the Arbiter,
Arbiter, yeah.
the flood, where it becomes basically Resident Evil.
Mhm.
All these like things, those were cool.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened in the story. I just know now they're all fighting in some weird
I'll be
planet
honest
and when
with you.
something.
I've played Halo, the game franchise, like the
Yeah.
original trilogy. I have no idea what the fuck's happening in Halo either. Like I like the original games. I
Yeah.
remember like being into them. I
Yeah.
have no friggin' clue what's going on in Halo. To this day, I have no idea who the Guilty Spark is. I have no idea who like. I mean, I remember all these things like Forerunners and all this BS that I read, but
You just
like
want to shoot things.
the story of Halo. You explain high clarity to me. You explain the Covenant structure to me. Like I use like it's a video game for sure. It's absolutely a video game. But they're trying to
Obviously,
cram it
gameplay
into a
was
plot here.
100% the focus on Halo,
Yeah.
not the story. The story
Okay,
was
what
well made for what it was,
how
but
do you guys okay, this season, Master Chief, they really let him run around with that sword. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
loved
That
every
that was
moment he
cool.
picked up the
That was
sword.
cool.
There's a lot of hero moments for Master Chief where I think they were like, okay, these guys don't like us showing his Master Cheeks. All right, we'll give him the Master Chief. And there are a lot of moments where he's like kicking ass and like he's like, I'm like, yeah, that's the guy, dude. That's the guy from the video game. And even when he wasn't in the mask, I think that actor has, I think he's done a good job becoming Master Chief.
I
I
mean,
think,
Yeah.
he's done a good job, but at the
yeah.
same time, like I don't know.
Yeah, if
This
I'm watching him run around with a gun and no armor and everything, why can't I just be watching Reacher or something else? Like,
that's
there's no
exactly where I'm
difference.
going for.
You know what I mean? If I
Like,
really want to watch the actor just go out and be like a SEAL Team 6 guy, that's great. But I can watch that in many other shows.
Well,
I can
yeah,
only
see,
I
watch
wanted to
Master Chief in
see
this.
Master Chief in his armor like throughout the whole
I did too,
I
but
mean,
series.
I
I
don't think
think
100% of the armor. It's okay having breaks, but the long break,
in the
especially in
middle,
season 2,
yeah.
that was supposed to be the redeeming season of Master Chief being armorless, is ridiculous.
I'm gonna disagree on that one. I thought like initially I was like, but like, how long is he gonna be without his armor?
Yes.
But I I think they leveraged the story well, where he doesn't have the armor and he's still a badass. There's moments where he's like they're just remember when they capture him and they're like, oh,
Mhm.
we captured Master Chief, and he's just like pulling guys and like throwing them into the walls and stuff. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
I thought that was cool. Like a super soldier in like he's the fucking Captain America of this universe, and they're like,
But I
Yeah,
wanted
but
him
same thing.
they
Captain
literally
America.
had the
suits.
Captain
Again,
America
all
elevator
this.
scene where he just like
Yeah,
destroys the guys.
but
But I
all this
wanted
is
him in
done
the
by a
suit.
guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want him in the suit
I want
Yeah.
him in the suit too, but
the
here's
whole
the thing. Like
time.
I like
It's
the
like watching
yeah,
a whole X-Men movie where like 90% of the movie nobody has any outfits on. They're
Exactly.
just wearing like polo shirts and like
Exactly.
jeans, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a great X-Men movie." You know,
yeah, I don't know.
again,
I don't know
but then
about that.
again, that I think you guys appreciate this much more
Oh, I don't.
because you guys had to endure the first season, I'm assuming. I
Yeah,
don't have
first
that
season was
to like
rough. Yeah.
relate this to, so to me this is just plain bad.
Well, no, I'm kind of on the bottom of the barrel here. Like, I think the first season kind of messed up for me for the second season. There are good things about the second season, Fall of Reach, and basically The Last of
Yeah, the
Us.
set pieces are great. The action scenes are fucking phenomenal. I'm not gonna
It's
complain about that.
it's just a
The
lot of
action scenes are
characters
phenomenal.
that like I
But
already didn't care about in the first
yeah.
season. They're in the second season. I'm like, I don't want to see what Dollar Store crap, what is his name?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, like
Look,
uh
you don't want him. You don't want to
Bukim,
know the story of him looking for his son.
I
Bukim.
just the first season it kind of messed up for me in the second season because I already don't care about these characters.
Yeah,
And now they're here in the second season, like, oh wow.
yeah. I mean,
I kind
okay,
of struggle sometimes.
we got to look at this, and it's you really got to evaluate this series and be like, is Halo even anything? Is Halo even anything? Like you look at it, you have all these side characters that are put in, and they're terrible. The side plots that they put in, which are terrible, but they put them in because the actual meat and bones story for Halo about Master Chief is nothing. Like it's
It's
just
paper thin. There's
paper
nothing
thin.
there.
Yeah, it's like a video game.
I
So
think we
they
already discussed this before. It's
yeah.
just they made them generic so you can put your own inflictions onto that character. And you
In the
have
video
your own
game.
like
In the
journey
video
in the
game.
video game. In
Yeah.
the video game is what I mean. Yeah, sorry,
Yes, yeah,
not
yeah.
in the show.
Not a show.
So that's because that's how the game design worked for that game, right?
Mhm.
It's you living an adventure, right? And you put your own little spins and twists in it. So they give you only enough information to let you know who Master Chief is, and then it's up to you to fill in the rest.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's nothing. There's nothing to really put on there. So that's why
It's just imagery.
You're
It's
right.
cool
That's why they
imagery.
had to add all these like meaningless characters around Master Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them not even in the
Yeah.
actual game, or all of them really.
Yeah, I
Except
was
for
watching
two.
this, and I was like, for some reason my mind was like, I was like, I wish they made a Gears of War TV show. Like,
Yes.
but here's the thing, and then
Okay.
I was also thinking like
As
that's pretty thin too. I don't know what
dude,
that story would be.
when you literally when
It's
this
more.
fall of Reach was happening,
Yeah.
I was like, this is a really good Gears of War
Gears
movie
of War,
or
yeah.
show. Because
Yeah.
I'm watching the fucking like guys pour out of the smoke like in Gears of War, and they're all
Yeah.
taking cover shooting.
Yeah.
Master Chief, of course, has no armor, so everyone's just fucking shooting like crazy, and it's like, what the fuck? You're right. It's so generic. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Just toss somebody a chainsaw gun and you're good. That's all I could have just put that in there.
Nah,
Mm.
I
But
think you
yeah,
get the
I mean,
same
what else
emptiness
can
out of
we
it.
ask for? They
Here's
tried, right? They're
they've
trying
tried
to
they
they're trying
tried.
to make a story out of nothing, basically.
I think this would have been, a lot of cases where, especially recently, where a lot of stuff we love getting adapted. Like I love Dune, right? You got a great adaptation, but in my mind, I've always wanted like a television show. I wanted like HBO, Game of Thrones, because
Sci-fi.
the content is there in Dune. There's a lot
I
that we talked about
There's
that got cut out. So
Jesus, there's so much. I started researching a little more into it and started like
yeah,
doing like audiobooks and stuff for it, just
yeah,
because I commute a lot to work.
yeah.
So the movies, you're absolutely right. They just scratched
Scratch the
the
basic idea.
surface
Yeah,
level, not even like the actual what happens. There's so many people that are cut out from the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
and so much shit that goes
There's so
on
many
before the movie. Like,
concepts in Dune
yeah,
that like,
yeah,
but
or like
what
remember when the son becomes like the future king emperor becomes like a slug,
yeah,
and he like lives for thousands of years. It's like all these fucking insane
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That would be great. You're right, as a series, but it would probably cost an arm and a leg to do it.
But
Well, I mean,
getting back to Halo,
the
uh,
reason why I brought that up was because, like, I think is some content that you think would work well in a television format, and whereas Dune, I think, is successful in as a film, and it would be really successful, I feel, as a TV show. Halo, especially this, I think this would have been way better as a two
If
blockbuster movies. You know what I mean?
I
Uh,
wish I could live in the alternate dimension
yeah,
where Neil Blomkamp was
Neil
allowed to
Blomkamp, yeah,
fulfill his vision of Halo
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day when he
absolutely.
was, like fucking hair away from directing a Halo movie.
Halo, yeah.
Um, because you're
Halo and
right,
Alien. He had the two that we
the
never got
two,
him.
but
Yeah.
Halo, like even for Halo, we already saw what he was capable of with
Yeah.
what's the one with not
District
Mark
9.
Wahlberg, what's his name?
Oh,
uh,
Elysium you're talking about?
Elysium.
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the concepts in there, you can tell that were based off Halo. So it was like
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
he carried over, and like, fuck,
Yeah.
this would have been cool with Master Chief.
Yeah.
You're right. There's not enough there to justify a Halo series. It should have just been
It really isn't.
like a straight, if they didn't want to release in theaters, a Paramount exclusive movie or something like that.
Yeah. No, I think there's enough bombast in here for a summer blockbuster, but yeah, you pull it too
Oh yeah,
thin.
no. Could you imagine that, like Fall of Reach and everything and all that crazy shit in a movie? Would have been
Yeah, Fall of Reach
amazing,
would have
Yeah, it
been
because
would have
then you would
been.
have been able to cut out all the extra fan of the the
everything.
whatever her name is, who's an assassin, and all these other
Yeah.
people, and the guy rescuing his son who's a pirate, but then he was captured by the Secret Service that then put him in jail, and he was released. So it's like all this filler could have just been straight out the window.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh,
Characters actually too.
I don't know if we're
Mm.
gonna get a season 3. I think it's unconfirmed.
I didn't
So
know we were getting a season two. So
no, I think there was Halo was one of those shows where they paid a lot of money for the sets and everything. So it's like
where's
they had to.
where's the money going though? Because the CG, I
No,
think.
you can see the money.
No, the money's
Ed,
on on the frame.
let's
Yeah,
not
don't fuck around
pretend.
with
You
that.
can
Hold
see
on,
the
no, no,
money
no,
on the
hold on, hold
screen.
on,
I know
hold
you're
on.
trying to
Yeah,
be a
No, no,
snob,
no,
but you
no,
can't
no, no,
deny
no,
the
no, I'm
money.
not. No, I'm not. The CG took me out of the series a few times, and the one shots he did, which are pretty cool, but then when you can see the cut, like, wait a minute, hold on. Nah, I've seen better one shots than that. I've seen
no,
WWE do better one shots than that. They've done
highly
it live, a one
highly
shot.
highly disagree on that one. I
No,
think the
I've
Yeah,
seen
on that
better
one I'm
one
gonna say I
shots.
think you're just
production
trying
is
to
top
be
tier here.
nitpicky. Yeah,
It's the content. The content's not good. The story isn't good, but the production is rock solid on
Well,
this.
I'm
the
just looking at
production
these
is
things
really,
because I'm
Ed,
kind of in that
for
field.
a TV show. This is really good CG.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be comparing this to
It shouldn't
fucking
be this
Avengers
good.
movie, which is like
Yeah,
300 million for one movie.
yeah.
All right, these
And
shows
also
are
this
way
amount of
to make these
CG.
shows. They don't have that kind of budget.
And also the practical effects. There's a lot of
Yeah,
practical effects and
there is.
sets and
Yeah,
real world shit they put in
yeah,
here that you gotta like, tip your hat to.
yeah,
So
yeah. So like I
yeah,
said, I can't stand the show, but I gotta give it its due where it's due. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, Cream, you've been awfully silent. What
Yeah,
what
fair. Did you
what do
see
you
it?
think?
The question is, did he see it?
Oh,
After
maybe
all
not.
that stuff about me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
I,
mean, shut the fuck up, man. All right.
all right, yeah.
Because we know you got a lot going on. If you didn't see it, that's
See,
cool.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I did see it. I was just letting you
Oh,
guys,
okay.
talk about it and cook.
Mm.
Say you guys hit a lot of points. A few points I disagree with, but
Enlighten
I
us.
yeah, no,
Please.
I thought this was a good series. I think overall the series while it's not great, it is good. It was definitely a lot of like I said before, it it did a lot of things better than its predecessor in season one. With new showrunners, I agree. It seems like these individuals know Halo, because if you were to take the Halo moniker or the title out of the series, this could make for a pretty decent sci-fi, just a sci-fi story in of itself. If you remove like Halo mentions and so forth, this could be kind of decent by itself. I can see this on the Sci-Fi Channel for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
this, to be honest, this would get lost with like, what is it? Those Netflix things where it's like Project Carbon, or like the sci-fi show of the week that
yeah,
are just fucking sprinkled everywhere, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's sci-fi shows
Yeah.
where it has like its own fan base, but it's not mainstream enough.
yeah,
The only reason we even pay attention to this is because it has the Halo name. If
absolutely.
this didn't have the Halo name, we would have probably never watched this.
And
Well, of
I agree.
course. I mean, that's the point. They're putting a well-beloved series.
Mhm.
I mean, it's for us.
No, I agree. This is based off of our love of the Halo series, and that's literally where it stops at. For me, I look at this as this is good. I didn't like I didn't have a huge expectation for the CG, right? I wasn't going into this thinking like, oh my goodness, this CG is going to be the second coming of CG, right? This wasn't going to blow my mind like watching Tenet for the first time. Like, I wasn't looking for a sci-fi movie that was going to, or a sci-fi show that was going to redefine the sci-fi genre. I was just looking for a good time, honestly. With the updates to the story, it got rid of a lot of the lulls in previous Halo series where it was just about characters that you don't care about. So that you had to fill that time up with something. So when we got more of Master Chief, and then we got to see like fights and all this other stuff, I was just like I said, I'm looking for a good time. I enjoyed watching Master Chief in suit and out of suit, beating the shit out of the Covenant, right? Like, he's over here fighting elites left and right. I mean, I thought it was cool that he was able to fight an elite without his armor on, to see the difference in how he actually fought and the ferocity that he does. Because it's a lot different to fight when you have a suit on versus when you don't have a suit on. You could tell how much more reckless he was and how much more um yeah, I would just say reckless when
Yeah.
he had the suit on versus when he didn't have the suit on. He was just being a little bit more careful. And then
Mhm.
they didn't really have him going against like a group of elites without his suit on.
Yeah.
He only did it when he had his suit on. It was
His
just like,
suit on. Yeah, he
yeah,
tore through him,
yeah, it
man.
tore through him like it was nothing.
Fucking the demon, dude.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he earned the name of the demon
Yeah.
with a suit on, but without a suit on, yeah, he was just 117.
Let
Or
me ask you guys a
so
question. There's a scene where I wonder if you guys had the same reaction because we've all played Halo, right? We've all played Halo as Master Chief. There's a moment in the Fall of Reach episode where a brute drops through like the hallway and he's
yes.
got the gravity hammer
Mm-hmm.
and they just like all just shoot him. I'm like, what? That's
Yeah.
not realistic. A
Yeah.
brute wouldn't go down like that.
Yeah.
They would all these people would be there's a giant open hole behind you. That gravity hammer hits the ground, you're all gone bye-bye.
Yeah.
You're
You're all
all out the
flying out.
door.
Yeah.
You're all flying out that door. So like I had a visceral reaction, and that's the only time I had a reaction to a like a moment in this series where I was like, ah, that's not accurate. You know what I mean? Like fucking. So I thought it was funny, and I think the only time we saw Brute, right?
Yeah, that's the only time we saw Brute.
Yeah.
We saw Brutes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe there was Brutes in season 1.
Yeah.
There absolutely was.
Yeah.
But season 2, yeah, that was the only time we saw
Season
Brute.
2. Well, I think
Um,
that has. I remember the lore. Like, there's like a. The lore is actually interesting with the elites and the brutes. Like, they're vying for like whoever is the main force of the army for the
mhm,
Covenant,
mhm.
and the elites, like in Halo 1 and 2, it's mostly the elites, and in 3 it's the brutes because the brutes take over.
The Brutes they take over.
They take over.
They pretty
Yeah.
much
So
brutalize them at that point.
yeah.
Pun.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Um, No, there's 2 scenes actually that kind of got me. The one scene of the brute that absolutely annoyed the shit out of me because yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, why is it that these guys are just backing up into the corner of this big hole in this hallway and they're
Yeah.
just shooting this damn brute and the brute is just like, oh, I'm brute, and then he just dies. I'm just
And he
like,
dies.
I'm
I was
just like,
"Huh."
what the shit? Like,
Yeah.
and then nobody is a badass that takes the gravity hammer and starts running
Yeah.
around and going around corners, so slapping the shit out of elites
Yeah.
and just knocking them like 100
None
feet.
of these people in that show have played Lockout
Yeah.
before. None
Yeah.
of them know how to do
They don't
that.
have the what's it called, the noob combo with the plasma.
Plasma.
What is it
Plasma.
called?
Yeah,
The little plasma thing and
grenades.
the
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that somebody would grab the gravity hammer,
Stickies.
take a
Yeah.
lift where they'll shoot across the map like in
Yeah.
Blood Gulch, and then
Yeah.
boom, they just slapping the shit out of people with the
Now
hammer.
I have
I
a
wa-
question
yeah.
because this would not be Halo if, or this should have its title stripped from the show if it doesn't do this. Like synonymous with Halo.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Did anyone get teabagged in the show?
Of course not.
Oh,
Yeah, and no, actually they did. I don't know if you guys saw that when the Spartans were fighting Spartan 3s. There was it was really quick in the background. When they
Just
had killed the elite,
him.
there's a guy.
Yeah.
It's actually a teaser or a Easter egg of a guy in the back teabagging, but it happens.
Elite?
I'm just kidding. No, that never happened. There's no
Yeah.
teabagging.
What
Yeah,
if-
I was
That
I,
would have
I
been
was
a
I was gonna
great
say
shout out if they actually did it.
that would have been
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
if they would have.
that, or I was like, wouldn't it be great to see someone just rocket jump in like the
Oh
like,
my
This
god!
is what's missing.
Yeah, rocket
This is what's
jump is the
missing.
best.
That's why I
Yeah.
wanted someone to throw a grenade on a lift. The lift shoots the grenade out, and somebody's on the other side of the lift trying to come through and get blown up. Well, so the second part that I was really disappointed in was the Arbiter fight because the Arbiter gets killed, and I was
Yes.
like, "What?" I really thought like Master Chief was gonna be like, "I'm gonna kill you," and then he all of a sudden he just stops because of Mikey is like he's the honored one or something like that, or something happens, and then he
I
just
thought that was
actually kills him.
badass. He was like, "Yeah, I know what he said."
Yeah, but I'm just like, what? He just kills him like that? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming something's gonna happen where the Arbiter is gonna come back, or
Yes, yeah.
I'm
Something's gonna happen where the Arbiter comes back and he knows how to speak perfect English.
yeah,
That's what I'm waiting for.
and him and Master Chief become bros all of a sudden. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
okay.
supposed
They
to be
just need the
bros.
universal translator.
Major thing that we didn't talk about that was on like my mind every time I saw it. Talk about the CG. What did you guys think of Cortana?
I liked it.
You liked it?
I like the fact that Cortana has changed. Her looks have changed,
Yeah,
and
they
in
have.
the Halo series they changed as well, and maybe she becomes more UNSC like apparel as opposed to like a CG like a suit like a AI suit whatever.
I was thinking more of her like face, her like
Her
CG
face change.
face. Yeah, like
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You liked it?
It was
I really
weird.
didn't get behind. I was like, why don't they just get an actor and just like blew her up?
Well, they did get
you
an
know?
actor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just to
Well, you know,
it's
to the
it's
CG
a
overlay.
hologram that
Yeah.
it's a program and it's not a human.
Yes, they
It
really
looks- it
leaned
looks
into
fine
that.
to me.
That's the
I mean,
point.
still, you
yeah.
could have just like you could have got a real human and
They did get real.
Yeah,
just
but everyone else has done
looks
that when it comes
CG.
to holograms. A lot of
No.
shows do that when it comes to portraying holograms. They just
Yeah.
grab an actor and put him on
Grab an
screen.
actor, yeah.
This is something different, at least.
Yeah,
It is
They're
different.
trying to make it seem like something that's more palpable. So, like, if we ever get an AI assistants that are virtual,
Mhm.
nobody's gonna want an actual actor that's been captured and you see a video of a human being. They're gonna want something a little more fake, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Like this.
I thought it was
Yeah,
fine.
maybe like this.
It
For
wasn't.
sure.
Yeah,
It was
it
pretty
wasn't.
fake to me.
It wasn't a big deal. I mean, this is we're talking about sci-fi in the future with a AI face or AI person.
Sci-fi
I
in the
mean,
future.
look at this. You have Apple Vision, right, where they do take AI look of your face and it still doesn't look like you. So I
Right.
mean, we don't know. I mean, how
There's
far?
that.
People use cartoon avatars instead of using their pictures. It's just
Yeah,
what
but
people prefer.
here's
Yeah,
the thing: we're talking about the future. I mean, this is not the future. We don't have flying spaceships and Spartans, super soldiers, and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
mean, you would
Yeah.
think, down the road, what, 100 years from now, we
sure.
might have a flying car or something like that, and technology would be a whole lot better. Of course, I mean,
Well,
it'd be better in 5 years.
and I
Yeah,
got
You
some.
but
would
we
think
don't have
It's
AI or
not.
whatever.
I don't think the point of having Cortana look like that was that they didn't have the technology to do it. I think it was purposefully done that way to allow you to recognize it as software
Yeah,
instead of
Yeah.
it being a human.
Absolutely.
yeah, she's
Absolutely. Yeah.
AI.
That was it. Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it was meant to be anything.
Yeah, I think
I understood the purpose
Ed,
of it.
I
I
hate
just
this
didn't like
show
the look
just
of
like
it.
you, okay? And I don't like this show just like you, Ed. But we have to be realistic. You seem to be one of shitting on everything just for the sake of
No, I
shitting
don't.
on
I
it.
don't want to. I love Halo. We've had memorable times playing Halo in that who cannot be name's basement, having what, 4 TVs, 4 Xboxes.
Ah, those were the days, yeah.
Yes,
They
there
were
were the
great
days. I
days.
mean, Halo was magical, and for a company to take a well-beloved series and I
To
will say
us.
just well, I mean, Halo is a big game. I mean, it made a lot of
Is
money.
Was.
let's not go down
Was
this road, but yeah,
is
all right.
was
Was.
is
Was yeah.
still
Was
the
is the
same to
word.
say
Was for
was,
sure.
That is a
but
DOA. It's Dead on Arrival,
but
son.
you're taking a well-beloved game
Mhm.
Serious.
and series, whatever, and you turn it into poop water. Like,
Not the poop
Oh,
water.
not the poop water. Yeah, I know,
The
but hey,
poo
it's
poo
the poop
water.
water. The poo poo water. The
D-
doo doo water.
just
Dookie
don't.
water.
All right. Or just don't eat the
It
poo
turned
poo.
to dookie water.
Don't
Yeah,
eat.
don't
Why
eat
you
it.
why you why you eat the poo poo?
How you eat the poo poo? I
I
mean,
like eating
Why you eat
I
the
feel
poo
like
poo?
this. I feel like this is one of those series. Like, and granted, yes, we need to be objective when we watch these different shows. All I'm saying is that, I mean, if you go and kind of turn your brain off in the sense of like, hey, this is not going to be what's a I don't know, the
the
original
last
trilogy
yeah.
like of Star
The last.
Wars, or whatever you could, however you,
Mm-hmm.
wherever is that sci-fi itch for you. This is not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be Dune, the TV series, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This in of itself was fine. Halo was, like I said, I feel like the Halo, it wasn't great, but it was good enough to keep my attention for the past few hours. I enjoyed seeing Master Chief trying going through like the psychological effects of one, Cortana being missing, him being able to touch the artifact, doesn't know what's real, what's fake. Everybody else is doubting him. I'm not gonna lie. At certain points, I was like, am I tripping? Like, are they purposely like misleading us? Like, maybe he actually is crazy. It really didn't last long. I was like, okay, this is kind of obvious. He's the he, and of course they gotta make the protagonist be like, everybody thinks I'm crazy, and it comes to find out he's not crazy the entire time.
Well, that's just normal. That's the crux of everything.
Yeah, storytelling.
I like how we have a civilization in the future that's a spacefaring civilization and has encountered like things out of this world and creatures and all this crazy shit. But it's crazy that there's this giant weapon. I don't know. Like that always happens. No matter how reasonable the main character is, for some reason everyone will ignore all the, signs.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
That's
also
like the
think.
most used trope ever. So
Well, I mean, yeah, space is vast, and that's what a lot of people, they all try to get around and say, "Well, space is vast. You just don't know everything." I mean, imagine flying through space and blah blah blah. I mean, I get that. Like I said, I feel like this is a show that you can kind of turn your brain off, watch it for
yeah.
what it is, and it's fine.
Mm.
I think the CG fight scenes were great. I did enjoy. I like seeing the Spartans move. And you could see that how different they are compared to normal Spartans. I enjoyed seeing Master Chief fighting because it was actually dynamic, and you
Mhm.
get the feel like you did in the video games where Master Chief, you're playing Master Chief, you could be untouchable. Like I've seen people speed run through like Halo games, and they are absolutely decimating everything in their path, and I actually
Yeah.
really like that. So the fact that we had to see kind of both sides of Master Chief, like when he was getting his ass whooped by the other Spartan, I forgot her name.
There was two girls. Which one? I don't know.
There's
Tay
only
was
one
it?
that beat him
The
up.
one that's all scarred up, the one
Nah,
that
she
died,
nah,
or
not her. No, the
The
chick.
blonde.
Yeah, the blonde chick. She actually whoops
oh,
his
okay,
ass.
the one that kind of had like the redeeming part at the
The
end.
redeeming part at the end, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
like,
okay.
you know, like I like seeing both sides of Master Chief, where it's like, you know, without his armor, he's kind of just. I mean, he's obviously still a super soldier, but he still can get his ass whooped. So I
Yeah.
kind of like seeing both sides of that.
But I didn't want to see him without his mask at all. I
Well,
wanted to see him with the mask. I know. I'm just saying
you can't do that though.
but we played a game for a number of
You
years.
can. It's just hard.
Anything is
You
possible.
Yeah. Again, because we've
but
spoken about this with the Mandalorian and stuff. It's
yeah.
just
that's different. though.
the example's already out there. It's just very difficult to do, and it takes
Very
very
difficult.
different,
skilled
though.
writers, and you know it takes a lot to pull off Mandalorian type.
Well,
Well,
absolutely.
That's different, though. I mean, we're talking about Master Chief, who has never taken off his helmet in any of the Halo games.
He has taken off his helmet in the games.
Did you see his face?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Was it like a reflection? Right,
directly.
that's the most we've ever
You
seen.
seen a
Can we
reflection.
just be
yeah.
honest here? Master Chief in the video games is one of the most boring ass characters I've
Oh
ever
yeah,
seen.
Yes,
yeah.
the first few Halos, he
Yeah.
was boring. He was,
Fucking
you know what he
boring
reminds
ass
me?
character.
He
He's boring
reminded,
in everything.
and this is the analogy I was going to give when I was thinking about this. Is like he had the character, he had the personality of Doom guy, right? The new
Yeah.
Doom guy from Doom Eternal. He is literally, I'm a bad guy, or I'm a bad man. I just need to kill.
He just says rip and tear all the time. But look how effective it was. Look how effective it was. It's one of my favorite FPS games.
But that's first off, that's just a
No,
game.
but
though.
as a game,
but yeah, that's
works
fine.
I wouldn't
great.
mind seeing
Yeah.
that transition into a movie or a series.
There's
They
nothing-
tried it.
No.
People didn't like it.
Nothing
Yeah.
there to
Try with
pull
what?
from.
What's it
Doing the
called?
movie?
Hardcore Henry or whatever.
Yeah.
They tried doing the first person thing. Nobody liked it. They did a
Whoa.
Doom
I'm not
movie.
saying first
Nobody
person
liked
movie.
it.
Oh, the Doom movie was terrible. I'm not saying do a first
They've
person.
tried like how
Okay,
many
but-
times? 3 times now to do Doom,
Yeah.
or 2 times?
two
I don't know how
times.
many, and it just
And it was
doesn't work
terrible.
out.
But the thing is, you gotta understand, like to do Doom guy and keep him how you're saying, Ed, keep him with his mask on the entire time, has his helmet on, doesn't really talk. All he says, "Rip and tear and I kill them all," and that's the only lines he say. You have
can
to
do it
have
effectively.
really but the thing is to do it
Yeah.
effectively. You
Here's
have to
the
have
thing.
really great characters around
Think
him.
about it like
You have to
this.
have
So,
good writing. You have
I
to
haven't
have
seen the movie's not out yet, but with Bill Skarsgård, in that action movie where he doesn't talk at all. It's actually a voice commentator.
He does
That's
talk.
fine.
A video game?
But
Yeah,
he does talk. He talks internally.
He talks in his mind. I
and
know.
he shows facial expressions.
Yeah,
I know.
But
But
in
that's the thing.
Doom,
You can have
can't do that in
expressions
Halo.
with a mask. Yes, you can.
okay.
Mandalorian did it. Since you talk about Mandalorian,
Well,
he talks.
Mandalorian.
see,
you're
talks.
you're taking
hold on,
both
I'm not
things
saying,
from
I'm not
him.
saying
Ed,
Master Chief
Ed,
don't talk. He
Ed.
talks a whole lot more than Doom Guy. I'm not saying that.
But in Halo, he
Ed,
doesn't talk. He talks
in-
very
in-
little.
That's
in the-
fine.
In the Mandalorian is a fully fleshed out character with a lot. You're interested in his story. I don't
Yes.
give two shits about Master Chief. And Doom Guy sounds even stupider. All he says is rip and tear. Mandalorian has history, substance. He has emotion. He cares. He comes from a past. There's like depth there that you could like. And of course, Pedro Pascal is just a really good actor. You can kind of see him emoting through the mask almost at times. But with Master
That's
Chief,
possible. Like I said, well, Master Chief would do the same thing.
but with Master Chief, he's an avatar. He's a fill-in for you as the
And that's
player.
fine.
It's
You can
not
do
fine
that.
because there's nothing there.
You could do that. Well, if anything, they made Master Chief into a emotional sob boy that you can see
But
him
they
in the
had
shower
to.
or whatever.
There's
had
okay.
to.
Okay. If
They had to have
yeah,
see him in
what
the
sh-
shower.
what
I don't
show-
want to see that.
what sh-
Well,
show or
they had to
movie-
give you something.
what show or movie
Gave you
has
too
a
much.
character or protagonist that
But they had to give
doesn't
you
talk or doesn't show emotions? Master
Link.
Chief literally doesn't show emotions other than yes sir, yes sir, I'm
Link.
going to do it. No, I
Link.
said a show or a movie. That's
So you
not.
said
Or
a
show
movie.
Power Rangers.
Who?
Ed,
Who in the Power Rangers?
why are you saying Power Rangers?
All the times they wear a mask, you don't
They
see their
don't.
facial expressions.
they-
You
you
see
can,
them.
you can
But you see them
but-
outside
their
the
expressions
mask.
through the
But
But
they
mask.
talk.
the plot of Power Rangers is outside of the mask. They only put them on when they have to fight. When they're not fighting, the plotting is all happening outside.
It's all with the kids.
But
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
have their mask on, you can
Yeah,
see.
that's just for the fight, and then
Yeah,
the
but you
fight
can-
is
you
over.
can
Then the
still see it.
plotting, I know, but in
But when
order
they're
to tell
talking,
us,
they do certain movements.
that's
Their
fine.
hands
That's
and
fine.
stuff like
But
that.
in
You
order,
can see the emotion behind it.
in order to tell a story, in order to have emotion, in order for you to give a shit as
You
a
can
viewer,
have that as a character
Okay.
who has an armor on, with a
Yes,
suit,
Ed.
with a mask
But the
on.
thing is,
You can have
okay.
that.
For your based on your own example, Power Rangers, do the characters have their mask on the entire time?
But you can't use Power Rangers as an example in that way because
You
Master
didn't-
Chief is
you
never.
use the
answer-
example.
You didn't
no,
answer,
no.
but you didn't answer the
I
question.
said the emotions part, but you can't use that as in because Master Chief has never taken off his mask in the games.
But you still haven't answered the question. Do the Power Rangers keep their mask on the entire episode, or is it mixed with the characters talking?
No, they don't.
So yeah, Master
Has
Chief.
Has Master Chief ever taken off his mask and you saw his face in the Halo games? Answer
Master
that
Chief, he
question.
barely talks in the first
No,
couple
but he's a
games.
terrible fucking character. He's a
Yes.
shit character.
Then
So-
why they really transitioned that then into the series? So they did one thing good. I
No,
would say.
they couldn't transition it. They had to give him more than the shit character of the video game.
They gave him was way too much. There's
I
too
mean,
much
it's
we
hard-
didn't want to see.
I mean, that's an
agree with
opinion.
you.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
a
with you.
that's a
It's
valid
hard to
opinion.
do.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, they had to give him more than what the original video games were because
They gave
all you
way
did,
too much.
all he did in the first.
Do you agree they gave us way too much?
The first video game, the first one, he was just like, "Yes, sir."
Yes or no?
Blah blah blah.
They
That's
gave us way
that.
too much.
I don't
No,
think they gave us so much.
I think that
don't
he's.
agree.
I like him in the second season a lot.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the season as a whole. When we saw him with nothing,
Yes,
I don't want to see that.
I think he's fine.
What
I don't
Halo
really
fan
care.
wants to see that?
I don't really care. It is.
Yeah,
not really
I'm not.
But
I'm
you
not
know,
that
I'm right
impressed.
though.
No, you're absolutely wrong.
So you don't think that's too much?
No.
No, we literally told you it's not. He needs more for us to care about the character, and I think they found a good spot with him in season 2.
Yeah. Why do you think?
I mean,
Well, I mean, why do you think if for such a successful video game franchise, and it is, as far as modern day shooters, is one of the most popular modern day shooters of all time, why haven't they come out with a Halo movie and a Halo trilogy and this, that, and the other for so long? Because I guarantee you, the initial probably board meetings and talking about Master Chief wasn't some let's have him have emotions and let's go with his. They had to do it, I would say, to an extent to make an actual storyline.
So you're
because
saying they had to have us, the viewers, the fans, see his master cheeks.
sure.
I mean,
I'm
that's a
not.
decision
Yeah,
they made.
I'm not really. Isn't that? I am not that upset about it. It's like it is what it is.
We're not even talking about. We're not talking about that specific thing. We're talking about him coming, like taking the helmet off and emoting, and I mean, in season 1 they went too far. I think he had sex with a girl at one point. I don't really.
Yeah, I think he banged the chick.
He banged her. Yeah, I was like, all right, I don't need to know that.
I don't want to know all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wait, but the cheeks are fine. The cheeks
are fine. The cheeks
Oh,
are part.
God.
The cheeks are a military tradition. You see him. We see him in Starship Troopers. We see him in Universal Soldier. We see him in Die Hard. The Master Cheeks are Master Cheeks. all
Name
right?
one time you've seen it in Halo the series, the video game. Name one time.
See what?
Master Cheeks.
There's a lot of things we saw in this that were not in Halo the video game. Halo
So
video game,
you think seeing that Master Cheeks was necessary in the series?
necessary? No.
No, this would be
no.
necessary. But does it?
You
Is
guys just agreed earlier that it was necessary.
No.
You too.
No, you're not
No,
listening. We're saying it's necessary for him to be out of the helmet. You're bringing up the Master Cheeks.
I don't think
We're
it is
talking about the helmet.
necessary.
No, we never said that
You're
Master
saying
Chiefs
that
was necessary.
It's
you were
not
saying-
necessary if somebody had laid the groundwork for an interesting character. Whether
Now,
it be
if
the
he had
people
the
writing
helmet
the
on-
show or the video game.
Now, if he had the helmet on and ass out, we'd be talking a different ballgame
Oh,
for me.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Ed?
Look,
Ed?
all I want is I just want Master Chief to be in full armor except for his cod piece. If we can just get that part of humanity, just his dong wave, just waving everywhere as he's like fighting the
Ed,
the,
are
what's it
you
called?
Ed,
The
now,
Arbiters, that would have been gold.
are you playing Halo 1 right now?
No, but I do have it.
What
I'm
is
playing.
this?
This is
What
Infinite.
is this?
This is
Oh,
Infinite.
Jesus Christ.
Are you playing video games?
Yes.
He's playing video games, but you
Because
look at what
the time you guys
343. Look
start
at what
talking about
343 have
Master
done.
Cheeks, I'm like, you took me out. Like, I'm good. Okay.
All right, let's get to our blurs. God, that
All
looks
right,
terrible.
yeah, let's get to the blurries.
They really screwed up that franchise.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 7. 7 for season 2. 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
What?
I'll give
Up.
it a 4 out of 10. Just slightly
Ooh.
below average.
Yeah.
I don't hate this, by the way. I don't hate this show, but 4 out of 10.
Well, yeah, I can. You can you can only give it a certain score if you actually watched it. So
Yeah.
I don't blame you for that one. But I would give it a 7 as well. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Ed?
I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh,
all
4.5.
right. 4.5. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
higher than me. What the hell? Why were you
Alright.
hating on it so bad then?
Because there were some things that were good, like I said. The Fall of Reach was really good, but I
That was good.
rather had Master Chief wearing his helmet.
I know
Um,
we're
I-
to discuss that, but I just say overall, it was very underwhelming. I think, to be honest, you guys have a more positive reactions because you got tough the first season.
I
Yeah,
can see that. I can
so
see that.
Yeah.
If you guys hadn't watched the first season, I
Mhm.
think your overall opinion of this would have been way more negative.
Probably.
oh, this is for you guys. Here, I'll give it 4.5 Master Cheeks out of 10.
Oh, you're so stupid.
All right. All right. Let's get to.
He's
Let's
a-
get to.
he's
Let's get to.
Let's get to something
X-Men.
good.
Yeah, let's get to something
Yes.
good here. X-Men. Was this episode 5? Is this 5?
I
think it's
believe
5.
this is 5.
2, 3, 5. Yeah, I think
Yes.
this is 5. All right, episode 5. It's called Remember Me.
Dude,
Or Remember It,
this-
right? Remember It.
This fucking episode.
This fucking
Like I said, I
episode.
just
I was
got-
not
you know,
prepared.
I was not
watched.
prepared either.
Listen,
Oh,
I
wait,
watched
what?
like I said, Halo, was disappointed.
Heck yeah.
So I popped this on.
Yeah.
It starts like so bad with the corny island and the music and all this cutesy shit. And I'm like, this is some horseshit. I'm just gonna strike out this week when it comes to like entertainment. Holy shit. That turn at the end. Oh
Yes.
fuck.
Yes.
I'm so invested. Holy fucking moly. Jeez, that was insane. Even like the complaints that we were talking about not showing the true power Sentinels
Yeah.
was
Yes.
completely
Yeah.
reinforced and then some.
180.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was surprised at how
Brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was an absolutely brutal episode, and it kind of went. So, just for our listeners, I had watched probably a little over half of the series right before we came online, and the guys
before
were
it started getting good. So you got all the garbage like stuff that they were putting to kind of lower your guard.
Yeah. So I was sitting there. I was like,
I know, and Creamcast was like, I'll watch the. And I was like, how far are you in? And he's like 15 minutes. I was like, I'll watch it while you guys talk. I was like, no.
Yeah. And
Watch the whole thing.
so the guys were like, hey, you need to watch this right now.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. I was thinking that you guys were just being nice and just were like, okay, hey, Cream, just watch it. We'll wait for you. We got other things to do before we go online. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll watch it. And holy shit. I mean, I don't know if you guys were paying attention. I don't think I showed much of a reaction, but
I was watching you.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, in my mind, I'm like, there's no way this has just happened. Like, and the fact that pivotal characters, I don't want to say pivotal, but main characters died.
Main character.
I'll say pivotal.
I'll say
so,
pivotal.
yeah.
Main ass pivotal characters.
Main pivotal
Yeah.
Well
characters.
beloved character too.
Yeah, dying. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, there's no way. I'm like, I'm like, maybe my reaction was like more that I think about it after watching it. Like, oh, maybe they're gonna do some weird shit where it's like, oh man, this is actually an alternate universe, and then you're gonna bring it back, and we have an elixir from the past and whatever, and bring that person.
I still think that is the case.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, they showed Cable, and Cable's definitely trying to prevent this from happening.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna bring these people back.
Yeah, they're gonna bring him back in
Okay,
some
well,
But
capacity.
here's the
I
thing.
just wasn't
I'm
expecting
50-50
this
right now because this
brutality.
I'm 50-50 on that. If whether or not they'll stick to this or not.
I
Because
hope they don't.
Here's the
I
thing.
hope they don't. I hope they go comic book style and do
Well,
something crazy.
they are going comic book style right now. So there's about 3 different comic book storylines that they've mixed into here because I was watching it. I'm going, oh, this is Ease for Extinction, and this is the current like Krakoa thing they're doing, and there's a mutant utopia right now in the comics right now. And a couple years back they had this Genosha, this basically the same sequence. Genosha like was a mutant
Mhm.
city,
Yeah.
sorry, a
Oh,
mutant
and like a
nation.
Nation,
massacre
yeah.
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. So that Sentinel is not a master mold. That is a wild Sentinel, and they haven't introduced the concept of a wild Sentinel, and that is a full-on wild Sentinel. And in the comics, that wild Sentinel attack kills 16 million mutants. So that's the moment that the mutant population just plummets, and they're basically extinct at that point, or they're on the door of they're an endangered species,
Right.
mutants. Um, but so they were doing like the brutality of that moment is wholly unexpected because at least when you're reading the comic, there's a build up to the Wild Sentinels because there's such a unusual being, but in this they
Yeah.
just showed up and they're just like it's like I'm trying to it's like Sentinels crossed over with like Hellscape, like they're just like so
It
you guys.
is a full on like
Prize.
Yeah.
uh full on like assault to the level of being like
So it's a
what's that
fucking it was
stupid.
like 9/11. It felt like 9/11.
Yeah, it is
What
exactly.
yeah.
It's yeah, it's like it
They,
almost reminded me like remember how in StarCraft what's that proto science that super like advanced race that you can play in
oh,
StarCraft?
Protoss.
Protoss.
Yeah.
And you know
Was it-
how when people build up an army and they have like those giant ships with all those little things, drones flying around?
Yeah.
mhm.
It literally reminded me that like these giant warships like are
Mhm.
just shooting almost like if it was like rockets, just like a bunch of like rockets, but these fucking rockets are sentinels
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
just like landing.
Like,
And
So
wow.
okay,
it's not like how they did it in the old show where it was like, oh, there's like 4 sentinels. No,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
They're
There's like
A
doing
probably
freaking
over
the
1,000
like
sentinels
A
that were
city
so
of
dropped at
sentinels.
once.
well, the idea behind like the wild sentinels is like human beings created sentinels, right? Human beings created sentinels, and then they abandoned the project, and like they created Master Mold, they abandoned the project. The idea behind wild sentinels is what if sentinels kept creating themselves, and
Yeah.
what happens when they just are
Keep
left to their own,
evolving.
yeah, their own devices. This is
Yeah.
what they create, and basically, when you gather the largest population of mutants in one place, this is what the sentinels will do to complete their mission. But
Mm.
yeah, there's so many like I mean it's just started. So I don't even know. There's like I said, there's like 3 different story arcs they're pulling from.
I
So
really hope they don't do a time travel thing and fix everything to the way
I
it
don't want it
was.
either,
they're
but they
going to.
might.
They're
Or
going
if they
to.
do it, at least I wish they push it far enough where we can enjoy more of this like craziness.
Or see
uh
one death at least.
yeah, because like they're the reason why I'm like not sure is because they're adapting stories that are very dark and like where people die in stories and they
Th-
stay dead. You know what I mean?
In this one, they showed you people being disintegrated, just like in
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Earth. Was not Earth that they the Earth that they stood still. What's the other one that they did with the aliens? Where it was like shooting a beam and it literally turned people into dust.
Oh,
Uh,
Mars Attacks.
no. It
Or
was the
kind of,
one with
yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Uh,
Oh, War of the
War of the
Worlds.
Worlds, yeah.
War of the Worlds. Remember how
Yeah.
fucking horrific that weapon was?
Yeah, that was
Like you would
crazy.
see someone like screaming and then they were just literally gone. You didn't
Yeah,
even see their
vaporized. Yeah.
corpse drop.
Yeah.
They were just instantly vaporized. Like the sound, like they would be screaming and boom, there was no
Mhm.
more voice.
Yeah.
Same
Dust.
thing in this one. You saw like people literally getting disintegrated. You saw people being stomped over, like buildings smashing
Falling on
people
people.
alive,
Yeah,
falling
Yeah.
on people, families being murdered. Like it's fucking insane how
Brutal.
crazy it was.
Yeah, this is
And
brutal.
It was
Well,
brutal,
it's
and
it's
honestly, I've
cool.
never seen such a impressive display of Sentinels. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
I
used to,
lo-
like I said, seeing like 3 or 4 Sentinels at a time, or maybe like whatever in live action things or animated.
right.
Yeah.
I've never seen this
Dude was shitting out
insane
Sentinels.
amount.
I
of-
love how we say it's brutal, and Darkseid
love
like
it.
I loved it. It was like, what
Yeah.
the? I'm supposed to be the dark
Yeah.
one here, and
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
loved
Oh,
it.
that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, Creamcast, is gonna fucking just pass out from
I thought it was
pure
great.
orgasm just
Yeah,
watching this
I thought it was
the end of this damn show.
because I thought, I'm not gonna lie,
Dark upon dark. Finished
when
with dark too.
yeah, and
The last
finish
shot
it.
is a dark shot.
Yeah.
Everything is dark on. Not a
I
single
can't feel you.
redeeming
I
thing
can't feel
at the
you.
end of that
Yeah,
episode.
that was wild that she said
Dude,
that.
yeah, that shit was all good too, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
Wow.
I really thought, because when it was saying detecting Omega level mutant and talking about Magneto, I'm like, oh, Magneto's about to fuck shit up. He's about to like,
That's what I thought.
he's
Too. Oh,
really
I'm like,
good.
oh, Magneto's gonna like
Pick
tear
up
his head off or something like in the
yeah,
cartoons.
I thought he
Yeah.
was gonna be like, he's gonna change the Earth's axis, and he's gonna take metals from the core, and like take this Sentinel and rip it in half, and he just got obliterated. And I was like, damn, this
And
is
that shot too with Magneto's eyes and Rogue's eyes too, like just the little touches they did.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely crying during this.
Yeah, I don't know if I was just more in awe of everything. I wasn't really
I
I
like
was in
sentimental
awe
about
of
it.
everything too.
And it's like the shot of the
I saw it
eyes
twice.
was amazing, and yeah, I didn't do all that, but no,
So
I
I'm
did.
with you. I think we all agree of how.
It's very emotional.
And
The-
you know what?
it's very emotional.
Yeah, it's emotional.
I gotta commend them because they really had me going at the beginning of this episode. Because everything so far up to this episode has been kind of light and airy, and then at the beginning of this episode, I was fucking already in my mind saying all the shit that I was gonna like spew hate wise about this, which made it. Didn't they drop your guard? They sure dropped my guard.
What? Not
Yeah.
even drop
I didn't see
guard.
this coming at all.
Well, not even that. Like, even to be honest, let's we're talking about the end. Let's
The end.
rewind back a little bit. We saw Jean Grey like have a fucking meltdown, pretty much like mental meltdown during that interview with that
Oh,
reporter, where she
Yeah.
makes
no, it
she
was
kisses.
the main meltdown was Cyclops though.
No. I'm saying she had the first. She was having the melt. Like, she's like, I don't know which memories are my memories.
Oh,
And then she
yeah.
kisses Logan, and
Mhm.
Logan, I hate this Logan because
Dude, this
Logan's he's such a
fucking-
cox. This cock
Logan would
blocker.
have took that.
Yeah,
He's
this
a cock blocker, and also like the voice.
is annoying.
I don't know why it
It's-
stood out so much to me. I was expecting him to start singing sea shanties. Like
Yeah.
they give him pirate voice, like "Arr."
Yeah, well, no,
It's like,
there's.
what the fuck?
And I feel like they
What are you
did.
gonna do, bub?
They fucked up a lot of
Arr.
voices in this. I don't know why. I feel like everybody had a either an Irish accent or they were from like Europe, and it just sounded weird because they'd be like, even with Wolverine, he'd be like, yeah, Gene, he's like, yeah, you go down to Rwanda. He's like,
Guys,
go
you
down
guys
to
don't
the
hear- You guys don't hear it, do you?
what?
That's because I'm Canadian. You don't hear the Canadian accent.
As a Canadian,
No.
okay, that's what it is.
I was really impressed with his. He says certain words that I'm like, fuck. They actually
Well,
managed
listen,
to get
it
a
might be the
Canadian
most
accent in there.
Canadian thing in the world,
It's
Yeah.
just annoying.
but that's not what we grew up with. We grew up with a
It's-
guy imitating a Canadian, and that's what we want.
Yeah, we want the
Yeah.
fake Canadian.
Yes.
We don't need the real one.
Well,
no-
you got this bitch.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Wow,
what?
you better like it.
But the thing is,
Bub.
Gene was. I
Some
like.
Tim Hortons, eh?
I like the fact that Gene
Some Timmy's
and
double.
I like that
Double,
Gene
double.
and Wolverine was really.
Give
like,
me some
they hate each other.
ketchup potatoes, bub.
Shut
Hey.
up. Yeah, I like the fact that Cyclops actually called Gene out.
Cyclops. All for
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. Yeah, Cyclops.
Shut
called
up,
Gene
Ed.
out. Called Gene out.
Cyclops.
He's like, hey, you like, do you even fucking love me? Like, you can't just remember it. Do you feel it? And I kind of felt that a little bit. This whole episode felt like
Yeah,
a
they
lover's
were
quarrel.
really stabbing at each other pretty deep.
Yeah.
on that.
They were, which makes sense. You know, like he had a child with this other person
Jean,
and
yeah.
deeply loved her. This other
But
Jean.
the thing
Yeah,
is,
Like, what is he
Jean's
Jean's,
supposed to do?
understand.
Just completely forego all his emotions
but
and
Jean's
feelings
being a
towards
little,
that person?
but she's being a little bitch though. She's like,
She's being unreasonable.
yeah, because
No,
she's
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
she's
She
like,
is
how,
being unreasonable.
she's like, how did you not know it was me? He's like,
Yeah.
Well,
bitch,
think about
it's
it.
her
It's
You're
perfect
exact
clone.
clone. You're perfect
It's
clone. What
normal
the fuck?
jealousy, though. It's normal jealousy,
You
though.
can't
That's the thing.
recognize these walls.
Yeah,
What's wrong?
right. It's like, I can read your mind. I remember you said, man, this shit feels so good. It sounds like the improved vagina. And
God damn, what happened? It's so much better
Wow.
than before.
yeah, like, wow. Thank you, Mr. Sinister.
In the comic, which I was really
Father-in-law?
surprised. I was really surprised they went down this route too, because like I said, they're blending a lot of stories. But in the comic, like X-Men gets really dark in the comic, like it gets really soap opera. But there's a love triangle between Emma Frost, Jean Grey, and Cyclops, where Cyclops is having a mental affair with Emma Frost
Mhm.
when he's physically with Jean Grey, and Emma's basically screwing him in his mind in like scenes, like in the comic, right? So they're starting to get into that with Madeline, where she's basically having an affair with him in
They're
his
like in
mind.
an X-Men meeting and Cyclops is like,
That's basically what happens, yeah. But
he has to like keep his eyes closed, like, no.
yeah, I mean, this is like I like how they're like just. What was the rating on this episode? Because I feel like it shouldn't be like.
Yeah, this
PG?
should be up
This
there,
is
man.
M-rated.
Whoa.
This is like is getting into
This is-
M-rated.
Is it
Like the
M?
themes,
I love
the
it.
themes,
I
the
love it.
themes
I
here
love it.
for sure are getting M-rated, and I'm not against it. But damn, yeah, it's getting into some cool places. Like I hope they keep it dark, but I could see them. I could see Cable turning the clock back here for sure to fix it. I love that both Jean and Madeline both
TV-14 still.
had TV-14. I like that they both had this like mental, like her nose was bleeding. It was because they could feel, like in the comic when this happens, it's like 16 million people dying. A telepath like feels that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So to feel the event coming through, like I guess the time stream or whatever, where they both had a reaction to it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was such a cool touch. Like,
And this episode just dealt with some heavy ass topics. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, from Jean having a meltdown with her feelings with pretty much Scott in her mind cheating on her, to Wolverine just like, dude, if you're gonna fuck her, just fuck her at this point. Like, stop doing this whole Jean, you're the only girl for me. And as soon as she kisses him, he's like,
Wolverine would have
whoa.
fucked her.
Yeah,
Old Wolverine would have done it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Wolverine.
This
would for
Wolverine's
sure.
like,
Old Wolverine done it.
we're
This
best
Wolverine,
friends.
okay, all right. This Wolverine is just
Watered
been around the
down.
block. He's been around the block a little bit, and he knows like this shit is gonna get stupid. So he might be like
He did call that out too.
yeah, and he knows that no matter how hard he's tried, Scott and Jean always end up together. So he kind of has learned through this whole thing. You know, I mean, younger Wolverine, he would have taken the shot, but I think at this point they're like fucking Romeo and Juliet. Even through all this shit where this affairs and all this thing I'm talking about, they still end up together because they're Scott and Jean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have the genetics to make Cable, and like it's a whole thing. They're
It's
meant
destined.
for each other. It's destined.
It's
They're
destined
meant for
to
each other.
happen. Yeah.
It's
but-
destined. Like, isn't also Cyclops half resistance towards telepathic or telepaths because he constantly is in relationships with other
Well, not in
telepaths?
relationships because he's around a lot of telepaths.
Of
Professor
course, in
X,
relationship. We
Jean
just said
Grey.
Emma Frost and
Well,
Jean Grey.
Well, I was also saying Professor
What the
X.
fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
Professor
Also,
X.
So those are
Madeline Pryor.
relationships.
Professor X is
Yeah.
also stroking him off in his
Professor
mind.
X.
Oh my goodness.
Cyclops is getting action all over the place.
Oh my! No, there's an actual.
He's
I don't know if
having
it's
a threesome with Professor X and
Yeah.
Emma
Jean
Frost.
Grey.
So there is
Yeah.
a comic where he actually gets the Dark Phoenix and he becomes this Omega level mutant, and he becomes a
It's
bad
the-
guy
He's
and
the
kills
Phoenix
off.
Force, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also a I don't know if it's a theory or an exact story where because he's around so many telepaths, he's more resistant to someone trying to take over his mind. Unless it's the Dark Phoenix.
Has to do with his genetics. That's why Mr. Sinister is interested in him and Jean Grey. producing, and Apocalypse. They're all interested in their genetics because they all of their alternate children, like Rachel Summers, Nathan Summers, Nate Gray,
Omega
they're
level
all Omega level, like
Mutants.
mutants.
Yeah, they're all
Mm.
every alternate version of their children is a threat in
Yeah.
some capacity. So, so there's a reason they're an interesting combination.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, killer episode. Can't wait.
No pun intended.
Fuck Disney Plus for like dropping the only fucking game in town. We're like, oh, we're gonna release one a week. Everywhere else is like fucking here's everything all at once. But Disney Plus,
Yeah.
like, yeah, one a week. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, they're still doing that game. I miss the good old days when you can get all the episodes at one time, and then you can binge it as you see fit. Now, yeah, we're playing.
But we wouldn't be having discussions like this where we're hanging on the edge of this episode on its balls. We would probably gloss over this episode in a full season review.
Yeah,
So,
if we already
That's
knew
true.
the answer,
Yeah,
we would be
yeah.
like, eh.
yeah, it wouldn't have had the impact. Of the
Yeah,
weight,
like,
so,
oh, cable actually saves everybody. It was all
Yeah.
pointless. It didn't mean nothing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What's his name? Gambit was just taking a nap. That's all.
Yeah,
it was.
he's
Yeah.
really Actually, when Rogue touched Gambit, it actually she absorbed all the damage, and then his PP got hard, and then he's like, "Mon
What
chéri."
the world?
He's like, "Mon chéri."
We watched the
Marshall
same
Lee.
video. I think we saw a different kind of video.
Yeah,
but-
I did watch X-Men, but it was called X-Men 69 instead. Yeah,
Probably
it was-
exists too.
It probably does. Hey,
Oh,
you know what
for
I'm saying? I copyright that. You can't use that. Well, I guess I can't use X-Men either.
Yeah, I'll copyright X-Men.
Yep. Sorry, Marvel.
Pending. Yeah.
Or X-Man instead of X-Men.
That's true. But like, hey, Marvel, sorry. I know you guys paid all this money for
X-Man
Marvel.
is also copyrighted. Ed. That's Nate Gray.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways.
blurries for this amazing episode. I'll just say it's fucking 9.5 for me.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's a
two-
9 for me for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a
God
9.
dang.
Yeah,
Oof.
I'll say 9.
Mhm.
Maybe 9.5. I'll give it 9.5 because yeah, this was an absolute banger.
It's up there. It's up there.
It's a sleeper.
It's up there. Holy crap.
It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper one because it in a show that's only 20 minutes long. Man, they really got you. It's a sleeper episode. You'd be like, another boring episode, or it's gonna be a boring episode, and holy shit.
I was looking forward to this actually, especially after watching Halo. But I'll give it a 9.5. And what's I think the best part of this was when Gambit got stabbed by the
That was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because
was
I was
cool.
like, I totally forgot he could do that until he did. I'm like, oh shit.
I didn't know he
true.
could do that just by
At that
getting
scale.
impaled or whatever.
Well, he
Yeah.
touched
Well,
it.
yeah,
he also
'cause he's
touched it as
touching
well.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
has
he was
to touch
touching it. But that
Yeah.
even like crossed my mind, like, oh wow. And
Well,
then
That never
this,
crossed my mind until I saw it. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, that is so clever.
But we've
And
never
the
seen him do it
whole-
at that scale too.
At that
Yeah.
scale, yeah,
I'm
to put that much
assuming-
kinetic charge into something.
I'm
that big.
assuming, yeah, since he knew he was dying, he like just,
Well,
It's
all
just
out.
plot convenience, Ed. That's all it is.
it's a thought. I
I mean,
mean, yeah.
he's again,
Kind of like Vegeta. Like he was going to die, so he just gave out his whole life force, and boom.
well, he
Stop.
actually lived. He blew it up, and he still. I mean, no, did he?
He did not
No, he
live.
did live.
Fake
He did.
fan.
No, I'm thinking. I lost the. I'm losing.
Fake
I'm
fan.
thinking like Magneto, where he kind of like went all out, and he ended up getting his ass whooped anyways. I forgot about that. Yeah. No, damn. Like, yeah. It's kind of sucks because Gambit's always that. Like, yeah, throwing playing cards. Like, first
Dude,
off, that's a lot of playing
Gambit
cards you gotta keep on you at
took
all times.
nothing but
Yeah.
L's in this episode. All right.
He was
was getting
cock
cucked
blocked.
left and
got
right,
turned to a-
cock blocked,
yeah,
ignored, impaled.
Uh,
Jeez.
Like when you say
died.
when you say like literal cuck, like he was watching his girl. Well, he
Yeah.
walked out, but he didn't see her actually kiss Magneto. But he pretty much saw
knew.
his girl. She came in crying to him. He's like, she's like, I like you, like you're like my brother. And he's like, mon chéri, we'll still be friends. Like he did that. Went to the party, saw her pretty much get locked up with his.
Yeah, got
enemy.
his heart broken
His
yet
boss.
again at the party.
And then saved this hoe. He threw his bike at her just to save her, and then he pretty much died to protect her. It's crazy. Yeah, he did everything that you shouldn't do. If I was
Yeah, he literally became like the Ed Underground of the X-Men.
pretty
Like
much.
just
Well, he
nothing
did
but
tell her, "Hey,
L's.
no, we're
You know what I mean?
friends." She didn't say that. He said that. Nah, we're friends, and then left like a boss.
But we know what Ed
There you
Underground
go.
would
You
have
can
done.
still feel the hurt.
Yeah, Ed's obviously coping right now. He's in a lot of pain, but
From
no,
what? No pain, but go on.
sure. Yeah, this was a great episode. So, all right. With that being said,
All right, then.
yeah,
Take us out, buddy.
yeah. Does anybody have any other things they want to bring up last second?
Oh, I don't know. Dark
Take us
side.
out, Ed.
Take us out, Ed.
Oh, take us out, Edwin.
Well, Moshari, this has been episode 120. Oh, I rhyme in due time. Didn't even try. Anyways,
I feel like
this
I feel
episode.
like an Ed freestyle's about to come on.
Oh, there's always a
Mhm.
freestyle because you can't.
Forfeit the game until you
can't
get
see
out of
me.
the frame. Something to shame. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, today won't be a
Uh,
freestyle, but in the meanwhile,
What is it called? E
Oh.
to the double D.
Hold on.
I-
SO to the NIC.
Today won't be a freestyle, but in the meanwhile, I'll take us out. Unlike everyone else giving out some kind of doubt, but they all do it for the clout. Thundercats, yo.
All right, keep it going. Keep the flow going. Keep the flow going.
These are bars, man.
These are
Bars.
straight
Straight
up
bars. Straight
Bars.
heat.
Yeah, fucking diarrhea bars. I love them.
Because he's E to the D to the D-I-E. You
I
can't
may
see
not,
me.
I may
'cause
not
run-
drink. Hold on. I may not drink a duff, and may not even take a puff. But don't get these lyrics scruffed because I'm going to take you out to the nines, make you mine because that's how I do when I drop a dime.
What is the nines?
Yeah, what do you mean drop a dime?
You would understand because
Wait,
that's something that's
where's
more
taking
on
me
a
to
higher
taking
level of a
someone to the
man.
nines? What does that mean? Taking someone to the nines?
Taking
I know you
taking
can
someone else
dress
to the best
nines,
restaurants.
but what
Yes.
does? No, you say take to the nines. What's the nines?
Me?
So you're taking people to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Don't get it twisted. The lyrics are more seductive, but
Okay, all right. Anyways,
Oh, suck dictive is what it means.
Oh, that's what you
Yeah,
said,
suck
not me.
dictive.
No.
That's
Anyways,
what.
all
it
right,
means.
guys.
Suck
Blur you later.
dictive.
Yeah, blur you later.
Blur you later.